Oh. 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 The surprise. It nearly killed me.
We're so
I realize
cute.
I can tell that we're streaming because I see a little TVMA pop down.
Yes. Yeah. Just so people know that we could be swearing like right away. We don't, but we could be.
Fuck!
Yes!
No, I was gonna say we need to not for the first 12 seconds
Oh.
or whatever so we don't get demonetized because we're totally monetizing.
I have failed everyone.
Sorry, John.
I failed my father and I failed myself. Tales from Earth, see self reviewing film.
I love how
Wait,
Aaron bursts in. We cousin?
Yay!
Because I got some things I gotta say to you. God, everyone, no. Howdy, Heidi ho, everybody. Welcome to RPG Clinic, to Montreal by Moonlight. I'm always so happy to be here. Yeah, more so this week, I think, because last week I was a little like crackly. The old crackle voice. Old Scotty crackle
Well, in the
voice.
grand tradition, every one of
Paris
us,
is burning.
there needs to be one of us who has a crackly voice every week, and this week it is I.
Oh no, that means that next week it's gonna be me.
It might be.
Might be
Hope
me.
not.
Everyone else has been sick around here except for the director and I. And we're
Uh-oh.
like, please don't touch us.
Yeah, take like,
Like-
what are those called? Those suits. Yeah, just like wear one of those hazmat
Space
suits. There we go. Yeah. That's the one, Eric Gwen. That is the one.
I'm a little
It's a good
echoey.
time.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I think it's that your mic quality is just gonna be different from everybody's.
Big.
I think it's that I'm coming in again through the speakers into the
Oh.
microphones.
I don't know what that would be. A Zorb, Eric Gwen?
Zorb.
That's different. That's very different, actually. Not to be, confused with a Zord, which is a completely different situation.
The Megazords?
Yeah, exactly. Not a Zord. Not a Zord. Yeah, that's all I got.
I mean,
Aww.
Kate sounding echoey is strange. Because the problem is that
think-
I hear a bit echoey and I don't know what a bit echoey means.
Yeah.
Is it that I'm in a room that provides reverberation? Or is it that you're hearing my voice again like half a second later?
That is a good. That's the.
Those would
What-
be the two options, I think.
One of those things happens, and one of those things is quite annoying. But we'll see.
Sounds more like a voice
Reverberation? Okay.
Hey. Oh, dear. Hi, Lemon Eater. Thank you so much for the sub. They say the 40s are the juiciest for a wolf.
Nice.
I don't know who they is.
The flesh is tender.
I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the 40s would not have very tender flesh. But, I mean, what am I basing that on, really?
You mean like
Yeah,
the
it's soft and
1940s?
doughy.
I do mean the
That
1940s.
sounds tender.
Hmm?
Oh.
Say something again, Kate?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kate. I'm gonna play the character Macros once we get into game. There may or may not have been EXP expenditure that we'll get to at some point that will be discussed. And awoo.
And awoo to you too, ma'am.
Flower of August locking in a straight up bet.
Yep, love that.
Awoo. Ooh. Column A, column B.
A little bit.
Should we determine whether or not Flower of
Yeah.
August is correct?
Probably a good idea. Oh.
All right. Now let's find out just how much of a lag Kate's on. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh wait, no.
Oh,
I was just so excited about checking out the lag. I was like, lag.
Yeah.
But I
Oh
don't think
no.
there's much of a lag. Sorry for the false hope, everyone. I'm the
Oh
worst.
dear. Oh,
I
oh
know what I want
no.
to buy.
Oh.
I just can't afford it yet. Things
Yeah.
are expensive, yo.
Yeah.
Just
I
be
guess
expensive.
I don't
They
care
be
enough
like
about
that.
my skills.
If you want us to buy like 1 dot in every skill, like that would take up a few weeks, you know. And if Erwin needs me to do that, I can do that. I'm not going to, but I could.
I'm not going to
Hey.
buy etiquette for Macros. No way.
I think Macros would call it etiquette, actually.
I
I
love how like
etiquette.
my brain was reading it and not actually thinking
Etiquette.
about what the word is.
Oh god, hit it
Etiquette.
and etiquette it. Yeah, very good. The big look at all these 40-month subscribers. You beautiful people.
Who's beautiful?
Requiem,
Where's Buttercup?
Lemon Eater. Where's Buttercup? All the other 40-month subscribers and or more
And or less.
and or less.
And or
Thank you. That's the one.
viewers and or friends.
That's right.
Etiquette.
If none of you spend experience, does that mean that I spend experience instead? Just like all of your enemies get like
No
that
way.
much more powerful?
Allies? Allies
Hold up,
too?
hold up.
though?
I totally spent experience. I totally bought Politics 1. Yes. That's a definitely realistic purchase for my character right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm in the corner too? Erwin, you can't put me in the corner. I defy corners.
Oh shit.
I'm
Non-Euclidean
I'm
geometry.
excessively round.
I defy you.
I just don't fit.
I defy you. Ooh.
Jesus.
You are the cornerstone. The cornerstone of this channel.
No one puts baby in the corner.
Hey! Look at that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gil.
Reading aloud?
I see McLeg. But it's probably
That's a
MC
great
Leg.
name.
But still.
I don't know. I like McLeg. Sorry,
McLeg.
MC Leg. You're now McLeg. Deal with it.
I also see you are Legion, and if you are here, you are Legion. Hello, because I know who you are. It's what all these fun folks. Ooh, gives me the warm fuzzies.
Hello.
Hello. That's how you enter a room, is it not?
Hello.
Ah, greetings, everyone.
I guess.
Time for another turnabout of the garden, I believe. Are you?
Oh my gosh.
Dear
Oh,
creepers.
flower! Look at all these! Look at all these
Thank
wonder!
you.
Oh my goodness gracious me!
So many that we can't even read them all. Yeah.
Red Pandork. Yeah, now I'm just grabbing names at random. I'm sorry. I love all of you, and I thank you very much. Flowers specifically. All the gift subs, guys. Yeah, it's Christmas cheer time. Oh man,
Mm.
I like the holidays.
Would you like to talk about Christmas cheer? I can tell you 9 stories and sing you 12 songs.
Wait, I don't have an hour and a half runtime ish. Yeah,
Pretty
okay,
much,
good. Nice.
yeah.
Okay, good.
No
I think we're
intermission.
at 80 in the read. No intermission.
Nice.
God. We all appreciate an intermission, but
I was having a conversation actually yesterday with somebody who we know about intermissions and whether intermissions are a good thing or a bad thing. And I was reminded that intermissions are perfect because if you're not enjoying yourself, that's the easiest time for you to get out. Thing is, we do have a break here, but we can get out anytime we like because we have
oh,
these puppies.
hey.
Which, unlike intermissions, are welcome in every single one of our role-playing experiences. You don't have cards, you do have options. We'll get to those in a second. But for now, the play card or the green card says, hey, I'm cool no matter how I look, no matter what I'm saying right now. I am telling you unequivocally that I'm having a great time and I'm ready to continue. The pause card or the yellow card says, hey, if I'm holding this up, I need everybody at the table to stop playing and pay attention to me for a second. There's something I have to say out of character. And once I put this card down, I'm ready to keep playing. The stop card or the red card is, I am no longer all right. I must stop playing. The game stops. If we're on stream, we'll probably go to a be right back screen, and it won't continue until everybody at the table, not just the person who lifted the card, is ready to keep going. Because you don't have cards, we do give you other options. You are always welcome to whisper us at RPG Clinic or one of our moderators. Right now, we have everyone who is in who will gladly listen to you. But here's the thing. If you are not feeling safe, there is something that you can always do, which, just like intermission, you can leave the chat or leave the stream entirely, turn off the YouTube video, close your podcast app. We don't want to see you go, but we do want you to take care of yourself. So you always have that option.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
I appreciate it. We've really gotten in sync with our card swaps.
Hell yeah.
I feel like we all swapped to red at the exact same moment.
Beautiful.
You can fit so much safety in this, baby.
You can actually get these cards. These cards are now available. Go on our Discord. You can find out where to find them.
Yeah,
we don't make any money from them.
RPGclinic.com/safety.
Thanks, weirdness.
A 24-month streak of safety card hype. That's pretty good.
Yeah, agreed.
But even if it's your first day, we'd like you to be here for that safety card hype.
Yeah, it's important to know.
You know what else is important to know? What happened last session?
It had been 2 weeks since the moot. Macros tracked any percent south off the island. Troyan courted the Garou of Weathered Storm. Dante aided Apotheosis in restoring Thinking Engine to full capacity. The pack learned that Clamada had a new CEO, Tracy Mbatu. Macros got them a meeting with Tracy as Friends of the Mountain, and the pack learned that Clamada's plans had come to fruition quickly. Their head geneticist, Quentin Quirin, has developed a Q constant that accelerates the growth of trees and their ability to capture carbon. Though Quirin was unavailable, the pack talked their way into a tour of the production facility and their very own Q constant infused maple sapling. At the warehouse, trees filled a terrarium while thousands of seedlings grew nearby, all teeming with banes and corruption. The pack attacked a scientist who had surprising strength and felled her, security guards, and some of the saplings and trees. They left the Clamada warehouse to find backup and Dr. Quirin.
Heck yeah. Hi. Hey, new incarnation of Liz.
Yep. This is Liz.
Liz just got like 12 times louder for me. For anyone else? Sorry.
Whoa.
Nope, you're
Liz
good.
Liz 2.0?
Liz.
Liz.
This is fine.
No.
You're fine.
Okay.
Weird tweak of the thing. I was just like, ugh. Okay, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
How does it feel
Go
to
ahead.
be Liz 2.0?
That's the same.
Wow.
Are we saying 2.0? This probably is Liz version 17. At
Yeah,
this
let's be
point.
real. Yeah, for sure. We have had a number of laughathons. What? On this channel. Like, we all died of laughter.
There's
like
times where John gave himself a horrific laughing fit.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan. Big.
Yeah, there have to be clips of that somewhere.
I don't think
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
has ever made you laugh as hard as yourself in a few choice moments.
Well, typically it's because I'm laughing about something that someone else said, or I'm responding to what someone else said, but I can't get it out.
Get it. Hi, Kung Fu Fenris. Welcome to the chat. Wonderful to have you back safely from where you were. This would be a good safety segue, but we don't need another one, so just let that.
He's back safely. We have.
Yeah, we just keep going around
Yeah.
and around forever. Yeah. Oh god.
That would be a good stretch goal for like a marathon. Is that anytime a good segue happens, you have to do it.
Have to do the safety.
demonstration.
That'd be great, actually.
I love that.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Or that's like a donation incentive, like donate a certain amount of money and force another safety card demonstration.
We also have to keep track of who did it last so that we keep going in the correct order. It's a perfect theater game, too.
And in a different
Yes.
language every time.
What does that mean?
Means we
それはプレイです。
Nailed it. Yeah, that could work for me. Beyond the two languages I know, I feel like I could maybe learn a third.
Yes.
Your portrait is
Yeah.
throbbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it does that sometimes.
Huh.
Well, there's plenty of people who are in our community who speak languages other than English or French.
Correct. Yes.
And I'm certain that they could just send in the phonetic
Oh, they would have to. Oh, thank God, it would be phonetic. Yeah.
phonetic transcription of exactly how to deliver it in, Swedish, German.
German. Yeah.
Is actually like I
Finnish,
don't even want to start listing
Hebrew,
all of them.
etc. etc. Danish.
Shall we get started?
Nice,
Yars.
about that time. Ooh. Me too.
I've done some naughty things in my life. What's this look that you're giving me?
You looked immediately at me. What am I supposed to do? God.
I go away for a week and things get spicy.
Well, that's not right, is that?
I've done some. No, I have something in my eye. I've done some naughty things in my life, and the killer for me is afterwards. It isn't even necessarily wondering whether I'll be caught. It's wondering whether I will have a reputation after the fact that, oh, well, he did this and therefore, or, well, somebody did this and whoever that person was, they're bad. You've done some, if not naughty things, you've definitely done some transgressive things according to certain rules of society. And one of the things about Werewolf is that you do have a certain amount of protection. Delirium exists and it will protect you, but to a point. Once you make enemies, you can't really ever turn your back on them entirely. Not unless you want to have them creep up behind you one day and take you out. Or at least try. It's part of what makes being Garou so difficult. You make enemies everywhere. Even among your own kind. Even among your own sept. Or your own pack. So as you continue today, just be aware that one of the best ways for you to deal with enemies potentially lurking behind you is you find some people who are willing to check your six. You've left Lamada with one seedling, one small, tiny little maple, which has yet to achieve its full flourished glory. But you did leave behind a little bit of a mess. Where are you headed now?
You could say that. Yeah, Macros?
The bar, I assumed?
Yeah.
Straight back to Bar Balthazar. Baby. Yeah, we're riding the bus. I feel like
I've got the plant.
a lot of it of this. A little. This is some good bus work, guys. I gotta tell you, that's strong.
Returning to Bar Balthazar, not that difficult. Where you are in the world of Montreal, if I take you in here, you're actually relatively close to Saint Laurent Metro. So all you have to do is get to any metro, and then you can just walk to where you need to go. There's no real point in taking any bus. You're that close. However, once you return to the bar, this is shortly after lunch, so the bar is almost ready to open, I assume.
Yeah.
So, where are you all just going in? What are you doing?
I think we need to have a pack meeting, which we will find a better term than pack meeting. As soon as we can. Take stock of, well, bring the tree probably to a booth in the back, but yes?
Pause in. Sorry, I was just coming up with stupid names.
Pause in. Perfect.
Should I be resetting to one rage, John, or should I stay at two?
Yeah, your rage would have cooled by now.
Public transit will do that to a person, or not.
Dante, you can also just heal your health levels. They're superficial. I don't think you'll have to worry that much about it.
Very much.
Well, Troyan will go to head inside the bar, make sure that Shonk? Is it Shonk?
It is Shonk, yeah.
That Shonk
Yep.
is setting up.
Jonk.
Yeah. And then she'll gesture to the others to join her either at their usual like booth where they chat or downstairs.
No, yeah, we have our little booth in the back, and I think that's probably it's good enough for now.
Mm-hmm.
And Dante is kind of quirking his head and looking at the little maple sapling. It's fucked up, is what that was.
What makes this one theoretically a finished product, but not the same as the others?
I don't know. I don't know if it was raised in the same place, so to speak. They did say, or Macros, you told us that they were saying that there was some sort of survival rate problem originally, right? Not all of them survived.
Yeah.
So maybe this is one of the rejects, one of the ones that doesn't have what they were looking for. Although, apparently it's got this Q constant, which sounds... it sounds insane to me.
And this one didn't die. In the past, they'd been sending them to the incinerator.
Right. Well, maybe just to get rid of the evidence. Hard to know if they were actually dead or not.
Do we know anyone who knows anything about science and doesn't hate us?
How much science do each of you have?
Ooh! Sorry. I mean...
0, 0.
2, baby!
Oh, you.
You've actually a considerable amount of
Oh, our
science.
nerd friend.
My specialty is in computer science, as perhaps might be expected. But, yeah. Yeah. I'm not a geneticist. Oh, geez, sorry. And so we can see about shopping this around, see if there's anybody who might be able to figure out some of the genetic science behind this, but I think it's more likely that we might get a better angle from a spiritual perspective. What is it about this constant that it either creates or attracts Bane spirits? That's my thought, anyway. Croissants. Excuse me.
We have this. She holds up the employee file on Quentin Quirin. Could try the number.
Yeah, just call him up. Hey, Doc, do you got a few minutes to talk? We think you're evil. Mind if I...
Are you legitimately dialing the number?
How... Oh, God. Okay, never mind.
Roll me one die.
How quickly can I triangulate the number if this person picks up?
It's a 9.
Okay. So you hear a couple of rings and then a click.
Is this Dr. Quirin?
Yes. And who is this?
Someone who would like to talk to you about the work you've been doing at Climata.
I'm not allowed to talk to journalists.
I'm not a journalist. But I am someone you want to have on your side.
Excuse me?
So how soon can you meet?
I am afraid I need to know a little more about who you are.
My associates and I have been doing research into the trees that Clemata has been developing. We believe that they are very dangerous and that they are causing illness, probably your own illness. You are sick, aren't you?
Yes. My work isn't making me sick.
You sound very certain about that.
People get cancer. It doesn't have to do with the work we do. Not necessarily. And there are no carcinogens or excessive radiation involved in what I'm doing.
Could I roll to try to get a sense of whether he is lying?
Yep. That's a wits insight.
Cool.
I mean, the cojones on this Garou to just pick up the phone. Like, this is... Oh, man.
She's in a rune.
I know, rock on. Like, you gotta go through the problems, not around them, you know? I love it. Wits insight, rock on.
Yeah, wits insight. Do motives factor into this?
No, you're just trying to tell whether he's lying or not.
Yeah. It's 4 successes.
As far as you know, and remember that you have no other cues going by other than a voice on the other end of the line, he doesn't seem to be lying or trying to conceal anything. If anything, he sounds kind of pissed.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
That tracks, yeah.
That tracks.
Do 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 do.
Do. Listen, I really don't mean you any harm.
That's reassuring.
But we've been hearing a lot of conflicting information about this research, and it would be a great comfort to hear more directly from you.
I'm not sure. You haven't even told me your name. Who you're with. How you found this number. I don't know if I should keep talking to you.
Is it because Clemata asked you not to?
Because I don't know who you are.
Your employers have been very secretive. They've been very reticent to let anyone get in contact with you.
You seem to have that in common with them. What is your name?
Trudy.
Trudy.
Jenkins.
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 Judy Jenkins.
Okay, that's a manipulation subterfuge.
Perfect. God, the one time he picks up the phone.
You called him?
I know, I was expecting it to go to voicemail.
And what?
I don't know.
You've reached the voicemail of...
Oh, no. Quentin.
boy.
Oh, fuck! Oh,
Yeah, 5 successes.
so funny.
If you want to meet, you're going to have to come and meet me.
Of course. That's only polite. I'm the one bothering you in this weekday morning when you're sick. Anywhere you want.
I assume this is a cell phone.
Yes.
I'll send you the address.
I'll wait to hear from you. Thank you.
And then the phone hangs up.
I mean,
So... I think we can meet with him. Someone else might need to do the talking.
you seem to be doing pretty well for yourself. I get it. I get it. Try it.
You know, we've always, every time we try to be sneaky, just something else ends up happening. And so maybe I thought we should do something different.
You seem ashamed of this is part of who you are. It's what you want to do, is it not?
I'm ashamed that we let so many of those Bane vessels survive. We should be ashamed of that.
Hey, I refuse. I don't think we should be ashamed of letting something get away from us because we weren't prepared, because we were unprepared for what happened. We did our best, and we set them back. I don't know how long.
It's not
I
like
don't know
we're
how
never
far.
gonna. It's not like we're never gonna try again.
Now, they might be smart and move everything, or get them out in the wild as soon as possible, as soon as they're ready. Beef up security, or just move them somewhere else entirely. We're gonna have to be ready for that.
Do you think we scared them enough that they would completely move their operation to a different warehouse?
We've thrown a wrench into their well-laid plans. They'll have to act quickly. Whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean, did we scare them? There's a few bodies in there now. Probably. That's not something you deal with every day. Corinne, I don't think this was a bad idea. Do we think this guy's doing it, like, on purpose? Is this just a sort of intense side effect of what he's trying to do, which is heal the world in some way?
He sounds certain that whatever, he believes that his research did not cause his illness.
Awesome.
I don't think he was lying to me. She checks her phone to see if she got a text.
Not yet.
Okay.
At some point. Okay.
Boss, I'm gonna open up.
Go for it.
Well, it all started when I was 13. He makes this joke at least once a week.
Now,
At least.
my character choices, I've never heard it before, so Dante is laughing. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Macros genuinely leans forward as if she's interested. She's probably heard this before, but
Shonkalog. Oh.
I really wanted to play for my school's soccer team, but I was always a little too small, not quite fast enough, and so one day I decided that I needed steroids to compete. But I didn't know what steroids were, so I just ate a whole bottle of Flintstones vitamins. He's saying this as he's walking over to the door, unlocking it.
Yeah. All right. Huh. Too small. Like, Dante kind of glances up and down his presumably massive frame.
I wouldn't necessarily call him massive compared to you and
3 walking tanks.
Krinos,
Oh,
but
sure, yeah, okay.
he's a larger guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you get a text message. But it's this person has chosen to share their location with you for the next hour.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Where is it currently?
Westmount Park. So once again, if we go over to where you are at Bar Balthazar, Westmount Park is a fair distance away.
Westmount.
So it's a straight shot down Sherbrooke Street. Or I suppose you could take the...
24.
You could take the 24. It would get you there.
I can't believe this game isn't shilling for the STM. Like, get on it, guy.
Depending on the time of day, it could be faster because then you get the express lanes. Anyway.
You'd also take... Not on a 24. There's no express lanes on Sherbrooke Street.
No, the 24, you're fucked.
Some ass.
24, you're fucked.
Especially if some asshole parks on the side.
Hey.
Just a straight shot down the highway to get there. But you could easily get there. In other words, even though you only have this location for an hour, you could easily get there in 20 minutes.
And there's plenty of
max.
parking around there, so I think Troyan would
It
be
actually
okay
has
to
its
drive.
own smaller, but it has a parking lot.
Are we all going? Are we all going?
Pretty sure.
I mean, I can hang back and be nearby. I'm not sure how useful I am in these kinds of sciencey, nice, friendly chats.
We have no reason to believe this guy is... Well, we do have some reason to believe that he's doing some fucked up shit, but based on what you told us, Troy, we have no reason to believe that he's going to be aggressive or defensive or anything like that.
Well,
Defensive, maybe.
I think he's being watched. There was enough of a gap of time between the end of our phone call and that text message. He could have called someone else and let them know what was going on.
Okay. So, we go, but yeah,
Loosely prepared for an ambush.
if we want to have Macros, like you said, hang back, get a sense of the park, see if he's come alone. We didn't ask him to come alone. Yeah. Okay, that sounds like a plan. I don't know.
What?
He's not just going to reverse his life's work on a dime, talking to some strangers.
No, but I think there's a reason why he's staying separate now,
Other than being ill?
other than being ill.
Okay.
I'm just getting the impression that he's not as involved in the Climata work anymore. Things could have spiraled out of his control.
Right.
He might be upset to learn the direction that the trees are going. Maybe. Maybe that's an angle we can use.
It's going to be pretty hard to explain the direction that they're going in without tipping our hand, you know?
Right.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just... We have to go and meet him, at
Yes.
the very least.
And I'm only going to know where he is for the next hour, so we have to go.
Yeah. Alright.
Jean, you're in charge.
I know. Large. There's also no one in the bar currently.
I need to do some lunch
Um,
specials.
Macros runs down the stairs and sticks the tree in amongst all the beer in the basement.
So you're not bringing the tree with you?
No.
'Kay.
I don't think so, unless they think I should.
Ah. Oh, I don't know.
Well, it's
Okay,
not...
we'll bring it in the car and decide once we're there.
Just leave it in the car, yeah, why not? Get some light.
At least it gets some light, yeah.
Because, yeah, like, it's not infested yet, or at all, right? Hey, your garden is good. Very good weirdness.
Because it has the Q constant,
Yes,
but nothing else.
that we know of.
I doubt he's going to be in Westmount Park with his whole chemistry set, but you never know.
The notion that you can do genetic sciences with a
Just
chemistry.
one of those Fisher Prize chemistry sets. That's how science works, right? Don't quote me on that.
There we go.
I'm on cough medication.
I would bring it, Macros. You never know.
Sure.
It's perfect.
Yes,
Perfect.
that's what we're all.
But yeah, the plan is to head down to Westmount Park for Troyan and Dante to go and speak to this guy, and for Macros to at least take not a lap, but like to see if he's being watched. To watch, yeah, there you go.
So
This is my scientific associate and my dog.
And my dog.
Okay, but actually, maybe it would make more sense to hang out in the
We're
woods.
the most fucked up family I've ever met. Yeah, that's
Really
the great.
are.
No, it's a great idea. It's honestly,
Like,
actually, it's
it's
a
a
really
park,
good
but I
idea.
guess without people, they'd wonder where my honor was. So no, I'll be human for now.
Okay. Human for now. Macro story.
Oh, not if try and put you on a leash. What?
Hi, I came to see you with my dog for some reason instead of leaving it at home.
Gotta get walkies in.
I did say my associates and I want to meet you.
This is like a Scooby-Doo kind of situation here. Or a brain.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
So you're headed out?
That's the one.
Yes.
Westmount Park in the autumn is actually kind of gorgeous. It's got a lot of trees and a beautiful pond that goes nowhere. There's a wading pool which by now will have been shut off. Various different fields that are there, so it's sort of like got a nice mixture of places to play sports, places to just run around, places to go through and pretend that you're in nature even though you're kind of pretty close to downtown Montreal. But it is there and it is available. The days still being relatively warm here means that there's still a lot of people who are wandering around, so it doesn't seem too out of place that you're meeting somebody who is sitting on a park bench. At least that's where you get the impression that this person is based on the phone. Also because despite this person looking relatively young, we're talking in their 30s, he's also got an oxygen tank with him.
Oh, yeah, because we saw his photo on his employee file.
Yes.
He's rakishly handsome.
He's rakishly handsome. But he does have an oxygen tank with him, which is currently hooked up. There doesn't seem to be anyone else sitting with him. So it's possible that he just came here on his own. There's a scooter parked behind the park bench. Mm-hmm. So he clearly has enough mobility in order to get off the scooter and then get around and sit on the park bench. But he probably is not all that mobile normally, or he's just weak. Mm-hmm. It also means, for what it's worth, that he couldn't have gone very far from the moment where you called him to here. So he has to be somewhat in the area. I mean, those scooters can go, but...
Especially if you're coming down the mountain, you know? Like, it's...
That would cause for sure.
Also, Fraggy for a Last Walker from the Scooby-Doo universe is kind of awful and amazing at the same time.
I'm here for it, for sure. The fan art is...
Roro, Fraggy!
Oh boy.
Macros is gonna take a stroll around the perimeter of, the little pathways that are nearest.
And the purpose of the stroll is?
Check and see if anyone seems to be seated, maybe in line of sight of him, reading a newspaper or doing other such things when they're actually watching him.
Counter surveillance, in other words, is what you're doing here.
Yeah.
All right. Shit. I love it.
That is going to be a... That's going to be a wits awareness. What about you, Dante?
I'm walking over with this one, with Troyan. Mm-hmm. Troyan being the first point of contact anyway. And Dante being the guy who knows some stuff about how biology works.
2 successes, Macros. Okay, thank
2.
you. I'm just going to do my own little roll here. You need not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Oh, no, fine.
Okay. Macros.
Mm-hmm.
There is someone in this park who is watching you.
Yes.
That's it. That's all you get.
That's all you get.
Like I get a spidey sense.
No. The person who is watching you is Alice.
Huh?
It's Touch of Glass. She's in the park, and she is also equally going for a stroll.
Incredible.
Now, I should point out that Alice isn't doing a huge job of concealing herself from you, but she is dressed with an overcoat on, so the bracers that she tends to wear, the various accoutrements that she carries with her are not immediately visible. However, the scientist himself, sitting on the bench, doesn't look up, so you're going to have to either clear your throat or kick his oxygen tank away from him. Or...
Hey, wake up, buddy. Come on.
Troyan moves around so that she's standing in his field of view before saying, Dr. Quirin.
I just wondered whether you'd finish that with "I presume."
We do like a good touch of drama.
Who's this?
My name's Dan. I'm a friend of Trudy's.
I still have no idea who you are. Fake names and faker identities.
I'll have you know my fake identity is very good. It can pass a lot of checks. This is said with a wry smile, but it's probably true.
Why are you here?
We are acquaintances with the group, the Friends of the Mountain.
I don't buy that.
It's an environmental organization in support of Mount Royal.
I don't buy that. Not
don't
for a second.
Buy that we have friends.
I don't buy that you found me because you're part of the Friends of the Mountain.
Why not?
Oh. Because you got this phone number.
Yes. We visited the Clemata administration offices. They gave us a tour of the warehouse. While we were there, we deviated from our tour guide. Found some alarming things about the trees you created. Made a bit of a mess, and on our way out, grabbed your employee file so we could talk to you directly.
Made a bit of a mess.
Caused a small fire.
His face now immediately reflects alarm.
Oh, don't worry. I don't think everything went up in smoke.
No. You don't have anything to worry about from us.
I don't know how you expect me to believe that.
Dante is gonna, make a pretty sudden move to sit on the bench next to him.
Define sudden move.
Just all at once. He's gonna go to sit next to him. Yeah. Dr. Quirin, listen. I know we don't have all day, and I don't know how busy you are with this work that you've been doing. We understand. We met Mbatu, Tracy. We met Tracy. We've been at Clemata a few times. We don't know exactly what your work is, but we've heard about this very mysterious Q constant, and I want to tell you that I might be able to see a little further than you can. Okay? What I'm trying to tell you, Dr. Quirin, I think this Q constant isn't the savior that you think it is. I think that you believe you've invented some sort of magical ability to recapture carbon from the atmosphere and to do it quickly and efficiently, and that is amazing. That would go so far to revolutionizing the world that we live in. But I think what you've actually done is invited evil into this world. No, hang on.
I think this is over. And he
Are
pushes
you really
himself up
so
off the-
unwilling to discuss flaws in your own research? Everybody at the warehouse spoke so passionately about you. They all believed in your vision. We see potential flaws in it. They won't listen to us, but they might listen to you.
You're not exactly what I would call peer reviewers.
Well, they're not waiting for peer review. They're moving into real-world trials. They said they're announcing it next week. Were you aware of this?
It's been a long time since I've dealt with Clemata.
Your name is all over those trees. This can't be something you're just comfortable signing off on.
You wouldn't give them this intellectual property. They own it?
Stop. I'm tired. All right? I am tired of having to justify every part of my research to every single bleeding heart environmentalist who doesn't understand the science behind what's going on. The fight against genetically modified organisms, the disruption placed against those who are trying to use revolutionary new materials to better ourselves, the objections to CRISPR, the fight against the Human Genome Project. And then you can tell that he's getting more and more worked up. His face is flushed. He starts breathing and he twists the knob on his oxygen tank so that he can get a bit more in. And then, too weak, he sits back down on the park bench. Macris,
Mm-hmm.
are you doing anything about Alice?
No.
Yeah.
I'm occasionally keeping an eye on where she's at, but as long as she isn't getting too close to our friends, then letting her do her thing.
She's not approaching. In fact, she's out of earshot. It's unless she's using some kind of bug, which again, not out of the question. Also, Garou.
Yes.
She wouldn't be able to hear the conversation that's happening between these two and the good doctor.
Yeah. Does she seem to be looking at them, though?
She's definitely observing, but it's not like an intent.
No, but it means she's aware of it being us and that she's not ignoring us entirely.
No,
Yeah.
she's absolutely there is no ostensible reason why she wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. So either she was trailing Dr. Quirin or you. Or it's an incredible coincidence that she just happens to be in Westmount Park today. Which again, nowhere near the Cairn of the Weathered Storm. So it's not like this is like, oh, I just wandered a bit further away. Like, you'd have to deliberately choose to come here.
No, I'm not going to approach. I'm going to make sure that my wandering will sort of bring me back in the general vicinity of my friends, but staying clear, keeping my eyes and ears open for now.
Okay. That's a very important thing to have.
Is there a roll I can make to see if there's anything we've set up to this point that has made him, like, curious or, like, not antagonistic towards us? This is supposed to be what Troyan's really good at.
Yep.
I'm not feeling like I'm
Dante's been doing
her
the talking so
justice.
far. So
How we do.
She thinks faster than me, especially on coffee.
you know what I'm gonna throw this out there for you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw this out. Your charisma etiquette.
Cool beans. Yee.
Because so far you haven't really done much to lie. You've definitely omitted a whole lot of stuff, but
One success.
one success. You're not spending anything to re-roll your dice?
God damn. I am spending something, John. That's 2 successes.
Okay. Just trying to make sure that you remember
Thank
that's
you.
enough.
I would've forgotten.
Wrong.
Sorry, Jen.
Thank you,
my
Scott.
Thank you.
Oh, my feelings. Oh, wait. Ow, my body.
Just punch myself in the face and more dice fall out. Yeah.
Weak. Okay. In terms of the approach that you've taken so far, the issue that what you've done is that you've basically said, hey, we want to talk. Now, the fact that he even agreed to meet you means that you've piqued his interest. Because normally somebody who is clearly dealing with other shit right now doesn't particularly want to talk to somebody who opens their conversation with, I have problems with what you've done.
Yeah.
Super fair.
Dante has been outright saying, like, I think you brought evil into this world. And let's assume that Quirin, maybe not, maybe yes, but if Quirin doesn't have knowledge of the Umbra or spirits, then what this sounds like is that you're environmental crackpots.
Yeah.
Essentially. Now, I'm not saying that people who disagree with various, like, definitely science has done some pretty shitty things. I'm not like, but to him, in his mind, I'm taking the mind of a scientist, you coming in and basically saying, like, we see what you're doing and we see what you're trying to do, but we think it's evil, sounds the equivalent of somebody who would also say the same thing about a lot of other research into this sort of area that is real. CRISPR, Human Genome Project, GMOs, which you can have objections to them for various different reasons. And some of those objections are honestly valid, right? But a lot of them is also kind of buzzwordy. Like the concept of buying organic produce is, for some people, it's like, yeah, because you put the label organic on there and I know that it means that it's a local family farm. That's one thing. But if it's somebody who says we don't use GMOs, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Right? So it depends on who you're talking to, all of that sort of thing. There's definitely plenty of people who have environmental concerns who are totally legitimate, and some people who are just like, I'm taking up a cause, I don't understand it.
Yeah, but I'm going to yell about it. Yeah, for sure.
And finding a scientist and saying, I don't actually know what you've done, but I think it's evil, to him, that's where he's going to shut off.
100%.
However, he is interested in what you have to say. Specifically, the opening is, you've been counter to Clamata. You admitted that you kind of wrecked some of their shit. Now, admittedly, his first reaction might be, then you might wreck my shit.
This is a fair assumption.
So there's that. But this is probably your avenue in.
Okay, good. That was kind of my clumsy attempt.
No.
Was like,
because otherwise
maybe he just
probably wouldn't talk to you at all.
Yeah.
So clearly he has something against Clamata.
Okay.
But what?
Okay, thank you, John. That was very helpful.
Macros. Alice she's not feeding the birds, but she's definitely like playing like she's looking at the various sort of pigeons that are around in here, and she's following them. It's taking her and winding her closer to where you are.
Cool. I'll meander my way in that direction until I get closer to her and pretend to also be interested in those birds.
They're pigeons. They are not
In
particularly
Montreal.
interesting. But when she gets close, everything's okay here?
What brings you here?
You? I
Have you
was
been
invited
following
to
us
have a
lot?
drink, and then I saw the three of you leave, and my curiosity got the better of me. Can you roll me your wits insight?
Yeah, I was like, that smells like a...
Smells Sounds like a date.
Winsight.
It's like a
Winsight.
Insight.
2. She's not lying.
So because we decided to go out to the park, I mean, actually, frankly, because we decided to leave the bar. So you're following us.
Yes.
Just be straight with me.
I'm following you.
Any particular reason?
I want to know more about what you're doing.
You could just ask.
It's true. I'm not hiding from you.
We're looking into something. That wasn't the best time. We can talk
Macros,
later.
are you doing this for us or are you doing this for them?
Define them.
Downstream.
We're doing it for ourselves. We don't work for them. We don't work for you.
I'm not implying that you're working for them.
If we're doing it for anyone, we're doing it for Fox and Goose.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the bar.
Great.
I'll see you then.
Sure.
She turns, and as she walks away, she's wearing like a long kind of overcoat. And as she walks away, you see that there's some dirt that is starting to fall on her path as she walks over one of the like grassy knolls. So like she's not following the pathways, but it just seems to be some dirt that's sprinkling from underneath her coat onto the ground. Have you ever seen The Great Escape?
A million years ago, yes.
So they had pockets that were sewn into their pants that if they pulled a string, the dirt from the tunnels that they were building would fall from their pants, and then they just kick it around to conceal the fact that they were pulling a considerable amount of earth. Mm-hmm. Very similar.
Yeah, Macros is gonna take a bit of time and then eventually head and sit down on the nice grass right by where some of that dirt went.
Mm. Troyan like crouches down so that she's like not on the bench, but like in the grass next to him. We are not fans of Climata.
Couldn't imagine why.
We don't trust them. And our visits to the administration offices and especially the warehouse confirm that. Now, I don't know what your history with them has been, but full disclosure, we want to see that company ended.
Ended. They're the only ones. And it looks like he's just about to spout like a line that he said 100 times before, and then he just can't muster up the energy. I thought they were the only ones.
The only ones who could do what?
Who could see my research through. They bought me. They bought the patents. They bought the work. And I don't think that there's anything left that I can do. Not with the time I have left.
Do you think that they are misusing your work?
No.
Would you know... This is an impossible ask. We were gifted a small tree when we were at the offices.
You have one.
We have one with the Q constant.
His eyes light up.
Would you like to see it?
His eyes are mostly sunken in his skull, right? Like he has that sort of look of somebody who hasn't been eating properly, but yes, of course.
I'll be right back.
I can go and get it if you want.
Sure.
I think if you leave me alone with him, I might.
All
I might
right.
try to clap back at him.
Sounds
Anyway, I'm gonna go.
good.
How dare you accuse me of being one of them, man?
I'm not a part of your system.
I'm not a part of your system. I will
Okay.
go and retrieve the maple sapling and bring it back.
Renewable resources. That's what this is, isn't it? That's what it's all been about. The idea that we've gotten ourselves into this mess and maybe we can do something to get us out of it. Governments have been using the concept of a carbon neutral tax, carbon credits, people paying money so that they can continue to just do whatever they want. And what does that money do? Where does it go? We use it to plant forests that won't come soon enough. We use it to raise awareness from a public that isn't part of the problem.
That's why we're so impressed by what you've seemingly accomplished here. You've managed to accelerate. It sounds like you've managed to accelerate part of the solution to a point where it can be viable in our lifetimes. That's incredible.
Yeah. The Q constant is difficult. It is difficult to synthesize, and it requires more precision than anywhere I know. Who has the tree?
I have it, and I brought it in.
He reaches out, and he takes the tree, and his hands, as they move over it, almost seem like they're greeting an old friend. It's perfect. It's perfect because it's nothing. Look. And he starts showing the various signs of how the tree looks like it's already taking root, how it has strength. But then he says, look here. And he points to the inner rim of the pot that this is in. If this date is correct, then this is indeed a Q constant tree. The date is 3 days ago.
Oh shit. And it's already a sapling. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't jump to conclusions here, but I'm assuming that means it's grown quite quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Trees don't kind of pop out and go like, I mean, it's like this tall.
Yeah.
But
that's not
that's not 3 days of growth.
Wow.
Can I get one of those for my house?
It got Totoro'd.
Hey. So this one is growing as intended.
If that date is correct. It still works.
You said that the Q constant, Doctor, you said it was difficult, that it required precision, finesse. What could happen if it wasn't implemented with precision?
It wouldn't work.
Oh.
Either the tree would not have the same accelerated growth rate, or there's a chance that its genetics would be off. The equivalent of if some of your own genes were corrupted.
And as you were testing this, did anything go very wrong?
I'm building upon work that has been in the process for years, decades. I managed to find a way that finally, not only could we create the constant, but we could test for it. A sort of hash check. If a tree were to go out with a corrupted constant, then it could potentially create issues in the population. So we have a test ready to go to make sure that the trees themselves can exist in a natural state, that they won't infect the rest of the population or weaken it. This is meant to go alongside nature, not to replace it.
Of course. Clamata has all of your research. They have everything that you said, including these tests.
Clamata was obsessed with trying to go forward to real-world trials, saying that the technology was ready. And it's true, we've seen a few generations grow. I never understood why we had to move so quickly without anyone knowing.
It's the rushing and the secrecy that's concerning us too.
The technology works. You can see it here.
Your idea is sound.
But they bought it. They bought it, and I can't even share it.
When did you stop trusting them?
About 5 years ago. I didn't say anything at first, and then finally, once I started to complain, I realized that they weren't that interested in hearing from me anymore. They said that they would keep me on payroll, but that I did not need to come into the office any longer. You see, the patents, as much as they've been sold to them, I still hold some control. And they know that I am required. And I got sick. So I don't know how much longer I can protect it.
What if we were able to implement these tests for you?
Are they something that a layperson can do? Thank you.
It's a matter of DNA and RNA sequencing. It's not difficult. Any laboratory could run the tests.
But we would need to bring samples from every organism that we wanted to test.
Yes.
Or we would have to make sure that Clamata put every single specimen through this testing before it went out into the world.
At least at first.
At least at first. Ooh.
Bless you.
Like his oxygen hose just rockets out of his nose.
Oh my
and
God.
starts flailing around.
Oh my god!
Macros.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna take a pinch of that dirt that was dropped and give it a whiff.
Interesting. Okay.
Snow.
That's fine. You've spent enough time. The earth that's here is earth that's come from the mountain.
What is she doing? What is she doing? Hmm.
I mean, let's be honest. Alice does a lot of weird shit.
Yep.
So, why don't you roll me your intelligence occult?
One.
Nice.
There's a chance that this is some form of shimonage that she's doing.
Mhm.
But
I'll ask her about it.
why and for whom?
Is that the sound that Dr. Guerin's making as well?
Yeah,
As
he
he
expires.
Yeah.
No,
As he tries to
expired!
like fit the oxygen back in.
Yeah.
Well, seeing that the trees come out, that conversation seems to still be happening is good.
Yeah, we haven't killed him yet. No, it's good.
Good for us.
Who are you?
We genuinely do care about the safety of the mountain. I'm not lying to you.
I know.
The mountain is very, very important to us.
Who are you?
My name is Troyan.
Okay, now I want you to roll me your charisma. Persuasion.
We're the three friends.
Oh, fuck you.
There are only two of you.
We're still on the fence about that. I've also seen the tree friends pop up in chat. It's equally bad.
Well, that's 4 successes.
I don't have a lot of time left. Doctors are giving me 6 months to a year. If I'm lucky. And if you think you can find a way to make sure that my invention can do the good it's supposed to do, I'll help you.
In exchange, I mean, I don't know if there's much we can offer you, but do you feel safe where you're currently living? Has Climata threatened you? Has anyone come to see you? I realize the most threatening correspondence you've had recently is probably the two of us, but still.
Yes, that's true. I feel safe. I'm well taken care of.
Right, if that changes, you have my number.
Yeah. And he just goes off into a coughing fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's starting to look quite weak.
Yeah. Can we help you get home?
I think it might be best if I handle that on my own.
Of course. Thank you. Truly.
Thank you, Troy. Damn.
We're gonna do everything we can because you're right. This invention is world-changing.
But not ready.
Maybe.
It's not. Ready for testing, ready for real-world testing, maybe, but we need to get to the point where it can be synthesized everywhere in the world. And we're not there yet.
Yeah.
And again, just...
She gets up and waits for Dante. They can head off.
Yeah. We'll see you again.
Oh yeah, do you see Aragorn's suggestion?
I do, and I'm like, it's so hard for me because like, at what point is a theurge like, all diseases are caused by Banes? But at what point is a theurge like, oh no, like he's just sick? You know what I mean?
But there is the conspiracy theory that Clemana could have done something to him to get him out of the way, right?
I agree.
And I feel like it would have crossed these two paranoid individuals' path.
God. It's possible.
Why don't we...
I suppose there's no harm in trying.
Why don't we
Yeah.
take a break?
Okay.
And we'll see if one of our our mods might be so good as to throw up a poll to see whether people should listen to them or not.
Panoid. I like that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, let's
See if we should listen to you.
take a break. We're taking a break because we want to show some ads. We don't want to show some ads, but we're showing some ads so that people don't get ads in the middle of gameplay. It is the cost of doing business on Twitch. If you're subscribed, though, you won't see some ads. We'd love to get your questions if you have any. So, hop on by if you like.
hooray! I'm gonna do the same. Okay, John.
Now that we're
see
on
you.
break, if I could ask you, I think we have the default sound ducking going on over Video Ninja, and I think that's why occasionally you guys are suddenly deafening me.
We have the what? Sorry.
It has like sound ducking or whatever as a default option, and I think it just turns on whenever a call starts.
Okay, I'll have a look. Just getting the break started.
There we go.
Hey, and there it goes. Now it has started. There's only so much I can do at one time.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's
We're doing good.
take a look.
Scott's on the mend. Liz is in the midst. Biased poll opinions. I'm glad. Maybe I don't know whether I'm glad that I can see the poll or not.
So sorry. What am I checking for here, Kate?
There was something that we turned off last week that was, I don't know. It was like ducking the other audio when one person speaks or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called.
Noise suppression, echo cancellation.
Yeah, that would be one of those. Echo cancellation, I think.
How about that?
That seems better. Obviously, chat, if suddenly I'm extra echoey, then we can turn it back off.
I mean, I don't think it actually affects them at all, but...
I don't think so either.
I'm being asked. What are my true feelings about the three friends? True feelings? Based on Garou society, if you named your pack the three friends, you would be mocked relentlessly, and also some would consider it an insult. An insult to Garou society, an insult to what Garou stand for. It would be the equivalent of naming like a special ops unit, the three friends, and then you go out and kill a whole lot of people, and they're like, who did this? It must have been the Care Bear Society. You know, like...
Yeah.
it's a little strange, which is why as much as like I'm fine about the joke, but that can't be their legitimate name unless they want to run into those sorts of problems. But maybe they do, you know, maybe they want to fight the system. The echo went away. If the echo went away, that's an interesting thing, and I'll have to just screenshot all of our settings. But who knows? Because Kate's leaving.
But I'm back. Hoo-yah!
So we had clinic hours on Friday, which, you know, don't normally, but did this time. If you're here on break, just because I recognize that not everybody always can stick around all the way to the end, we are going to try to have clinic hours on Thursday, an actual clinic hours.
What was the sort of, if there was a general, no, you share this first.
It was a general,
okay.
just
I was curious
talking
what the
about things.
topics that were covered were, because I know the idea of like more streams and more games came up for sure.
We have a result. Everyone want to post that
Cannot
result here, just because then I can put it up on featured chat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be soliciting questions from now until Thursday, just because the thing about clinic hours, it's always a lot easier to do
when there are things to talk about.
Yeah, when there's things to talk about, because otherwise it's literally just, hey, John, sit here and just talk into the void for a couple of hours, and that's it's not always easy, and that's not always fun.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, so I'll say true. However, I will also say you have pulled some pretty good clinic hours in the past. I'm thinking of the hot take streams for sure, but beyond that. Take chat meta suggestions? Peep that spirit!
I'm also going to point out, just as a very brief aside, that you could very much insult your patron's spirit if you were like, we've got a dumb name, and they might be like, I'm not interested in being associated with a dumb name. I'm out. So
it's true.
When I talk into the void, it doesn't talk back. Sometimes it does.
Oh boy.
Hot takes after dark.
Hot.
Oh wow.
Oh boy.
We're just
That's
going.
gonna be
We're
like,
just going like straight up
muy
to the hot
caliente,
takes
yeah.
episodes and the after dark episodes.
Yeah.
So Flower Vaga says, "Can I say Quentin Q Queeran is legit one of my favorite NPCs from this chronicle. Clearly weakened by his circumstances, but still able to show strength.
Nice.
Or does he have something to hide?"
An NPC having something to hide? I would have never guessed. Captain Splee, can you, not sure how to suggest this, but can you like just start dropping it in hints that don't, like, just start saying strange non sequiturs, and then eventually it'll make its way into our subconscious. That'll work.
If Fox doesn't like you, you could always go full military and take Flea.
Yep. Blow him up.
Negatory. I will not take a pack that doesn't choose to have a righteous name as they go forth and kick ass in the name of Flea.
Yeah. I'm with
Kitsune Love Heart Squad?
Oh dear.
Flower of August, maybe you're the reason that the War of Rage happened.
Wow. God damn. Yay! I'm with Bluey and I'm with Bluey and Aragwen. Kate, your blanket is getting a lot of love.
Yeah, well, I just grabbed it. It's like in the dressing room or in the green room, and then I was like, wait a second, this has wolves on it.
Wait a second,
it's
this
appropriate.
is fucking awesome.
Ta-da!
Oh my god.
Can you steal it?
No. It's cold here. It's very cold, and yes, it is pretty soft. I will leave it. All the better for the poor actors. Freezing.
Wow, the three badasses. Liz is getting her tea and drugging up. She will be back shortly. Woo!
Kitsune Love Heart Squad.
Is that our new pack name?
I mean, yeah. I said what I said, Kung Fu Fenris. I won't explain myself to some Maltese pirate. I'm sorry. I enjoy.
Wait,
joking
No,
around.
he's not a Maltese pirate. He was engaged in piracy in Malta.
In Malta, that's different. You're right. My apologies. Kitsune love Heart Squad and their hacker friend. That's right.
No loud excitement from Kate. Understood.
No.
He's sad and quiet all
Oh
the
shit.
time.
Red. Okay, no, stop, Scott. It's fine.
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
those are morning rounds.
Morning
I'm starving.
rounds!
Yeah, they're morning rounds. I noticed them as I was grocery shopping on my way over, and of course I bought them. I'm just gonna mute for a couple of snackings.
All right.
A couple of snackins.
Yeah, like seconds, but for snacking. That's really good. Never heard that before.
It's not bad.
After so many years of streaming, you'd think we would have heard it all, John. But we haven't. Not even close. That's it. That's all.
Back.
She's back.
Hi. Morning rounds. Yeah, they're like I think they're like multigrain buns.
Yeah, they're not quite pitas. It's like fruit baked into round bread.
Round bread. I love it.
Oh, the pack has a new name. And
Yeah,
what
there
might
were
that
quite
be?
there were quite a few going around actually. I see where you're I see what you're putting down there, Splooey. Flower, I love it. I had the absolute thrilling experience of being able to do a one shot with a friend of the channel, Super Dylan, et al. And other folks, where we played Magical Girls, and it was pretty sweet. Although I would be at a great loss if you asked me what the details of that story were, because I don't remember, but it was awesome.
Well, Liz also actually backed the Kickstarter for what was the name of that game?
Girl by Moonlight.
Girl by Moonlight.
Which will, of course, be the unofficial sequel to Montreal by Moonlight at some point coming.
I haven't ruled it out.
Oh man, I'd be thrilled.
To play Magical Girl?
Yeah, hell yeah. I love a good transformation.
I believe there's several quotes that refer to the fact that I am a magical girl in the RPG Clinic, or at least in my personal quotes, just because of the various games that I've played, where at certain points you can select League of Legends. There are certain skin lines that make you into a magical girl. Netrunner, one of the runners is now very specifically someone who becomes a magical girl.
That sort of thing. That's right. Specifically.
The space heater plus blanket combo is aces.
Kate is getting cozy.
Ooh.
I'm living
Welcome
best
back.
life right now.
Are we ready to make our way back in?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being invited to head back. We're all being invited to head back, but Dante will take a moment and just to make sure that Dr. Quirin is okay getting on his assisted device. But indeed, I would like to peer into the great beyond, into the Umbra, and see if his illness or his current state seems to have any sort of reflection there. Yeah.
Interesting.
To see it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. To see if his illness is reflected in the Umbra in some way, either through like a creature being there or the other way around. But I'll roll it. It's my wisdom.
Sure.
Two 10s. 8 and a 7. 6. 7.
Well, that will beat the local gauntlet.
Westmount Park is like the worst place, and that's like the most banal place.
Considering that the local gauntlet kind of has a maximum of like 5, 6 tops, I think you're fine. But you are going to have to take one superficial will for using the gift.
There's his eyes at the man.
So you can perceive and interact with denizens of both aspects of existence without penalty. So very specifically, it lets you sense both worlds, perceive both worlds simultaneously. So I'm going to have you roll now your Wits Occult.
Awesome. Because, yeah, what it specifically isn't, and I appreciate this, is that it's not just I'm looking into the Umbra without having to actually perform a rite to go there. You know what I mean? I'm not just, like, hanging out in the Umbra without the rite. I'm going to re-roll some dice.
You can't see me, for I hide within the umbra. No, nothing. That's a song
Okay.
called
You just wrote
Slipknot.
yourself, right?
No,
Go.
it's called Slipknot by the band Slipknot.
Nice. I like how hardcore that is.
It insults bonars, however, I should point out.
Ooh.
Sorry, Macros.
Rude. Okay, well, we don't like the band anymore.
Macros is too cozy to care.
Too
Holy
cozy
shit.
to care. Oh, shit. I got 4 successes, John.
You don't see any particular evidence of, like it's not like there's a spirit latched onto the doctor being like,
Not like that tree I brought home that one time. Which did,
terrifying.
anyway, specifically, yeah.
but there does seem to be a miasma that surrounds him. Miasma.
Hell yeah.
A spiritual miasma that does exist, which is a little bit odd. It does not. One thing that I should point out to you, it does not in any way indicate that like he is absolutely like corrupt, evil. He is a Fomori himself. Doesn't say it isn't, but
that I shouldn't just tear into him right here necessarily.
there is something strange.
Sorry, this-
Enough to pique your interest, but not enough to give you solid
Okay.
facts. Now, the thing is, this miasma could also just be a result of him having been in the presence of others.
Yeah.
So it's not anything definitive to go on, but it's enough to say something.
Okay. Dante's going to file it under the Mysteries of the Umbra list, which is becoming longer by the day.
That's a pretty extensive list.
And then move to rejoin Troyan and Macros, who is sniffing dirt from Mount Royal. From Mount Royal, you were sniffing dirt from Mount Royal.
I was, but I imagine that I'm not in the direction of the car, and that I'd actually have an opportunity to walk past our good doctor friend for rejoining you.
Do you want to? You're doing that as we're kind of leaving, kind of thing, so that we're not crossing paths.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand. Macros is heading past the Dr. Quinton as we are heading back to the car.
The car. Did you take the plant back? Because Troyan would not have necessarily gone to take it back.
Really good question. I think I would have offered to, yeah. Because,
He doesn't seem to object if you take it away.
okay. Then I do.
Cool.
So you're headed back to the bar?
We are headed back to the bar. I think
But we'll wait for old Mackie Poo.
Macros was wandering by, or going. Mackie was going by the doctor. Not sure to what end.
Just gonna shank him on the way by.
Oh, fuck.
No, I want to give a
Macros
bit
justice.
of a pause to see if he rejoins anyone or anyone rejoins him once they've walked away.
So you're trailing him.
I mean, I guess if he gets up and leaves the park.
He's getting on his. I think he. My sense was that he was getting on a motorized scooter to take off somewhere.
Okay, could I have you roll your charisma stealth, please?
Oh my god, stealth Chris.
Charisma stealth. Oh dear. Is this carefully considered?
Yes.
Great.
Wait.
Because you've made the conscious decision to do this. It's not like, roll stealth, someone is looking for you.
Yeah.
3.
3 successes? Excellent.
Good job, Goose.
He gets back onto his scooter, puts the canister back. As he's doing this, a couple approach him, and they offer to help him, and he smiles and thanks them and says, "No, I appreciate it, but I'm on my way myself." And the couple smiles, and like they secretly look relieved because they don't really want to help, but they felt like they had to offer.
It's too real.
That's right. It's a world of darkness, Scott.
Yeah.
This ain't the world of insufficient light. And then he starts to power away, but all he does is cross the street.
To one
So
of
let's
the
have-
apartments.
Let's have a look at the map again, shall we?
To the map.
If this is if this is our Westmount Park, across the street,
Across Sherbrooke to the north.
across
north.
Sherbrooke, there's actually several different office buildings. There's a YMCA that's here, but a lot of these are like notary publics, attorneys, those sorts of offices, but they all have living quarters above. That seems to be where he's headed.
I would also go to talk to my lawyer at this point.
Right? I'm gonna let him do his thing. I'm not gonna pursue him inside or anything.
Okay.
But I will wait and see which building he goes into.
Okay, you have identified the building that he's in.
And then rejoin my friends.
Okay.
Once we are in the car, Troyan relays the entire conversation to Macris.
Ta-da!
Yeah, I can think you're a bunch of crackpots. I just don't know how to figure out how to bridge that gap between what we perceive. Yeah.
It suggests that somewhere along the chain, there was a sound idea that just needs more testing, but someone is intentionally corrupting it. Corrupting the Q constant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's someone who knows what a bane is.
Unless by simply rushing it out, they've created...
An accident.
It seems... I just want us to examine all of our options, but I agree with you, that seems very unlikely. Call me paranoid, but
But it's still
an
possible.
accident happens once. It doesn't happen thousands of times. If someone could identify what part of this process they would have to corrupt in order for it to work the way they wanted it to, they would also have to be... They would have to understand, if not the science, then at least the spirituality, for lack of a better word. Someone who understands the world of the Umbra.
Alice was spying on us.
Oh,
She'll be at the bar.
Why was she What do you mean, spying on us?
She theoretically came by for a drink and then decided to follow us here.
Right.
I will remind you that she was invited.
she was, yes.
I can't remember who you're... Cause you oh, Do Song from Beyond?
Dew
or
was the
whatever?
second.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, you...
Does
yeah.
Macris know this?
It's a good question.
Sure.
Well, now, yeah.
She was invited. It's true.
So we skipped out on your date.
No,
there was no
there
time.
was no time set. It was a general invitation, and I guess she just showed up and decided to tail us. That is a little odd.
Yep.
I mean, dates can be
She was also
rescheduled.
ditching dirt.
It's not a date.
What do you mean ditching dirt?
She was leaving dirt. She was dropping it.
Huh. Strange.
Maybe it's part of her silence ritual. I don't know.
That's very possible. We don't know who she's... This arrangement she has, we don't even know who it's for, who it benefits, to whom it is shimminaging. I'll work on it.
To whom it's honoring.
Honoring.
To whom it's offering.
Performing or offering. Yeah,
Shimminaging is not a word. And to a theurge, that would be weird.
Okay, got it. All right. Okay.
That's not saying that you can't use it. You could be one of the cool theurges, like a youth pastor.
You got the slang.
You have hit upon something I've always wanted, my friend. Very good. Very fun.
You know what I find very interesting is that the usernames in the chat on the right are small letters, but then they're capitalized on the stream chat. Like Aragwin, small e, big E.
The stream chat automatically capitalizes names
Really?
Cool.
when it shouldn't. Aragwin's handle has always been lowercase.
Lowercase, yeah.
Yeah, but I've just never noticed that before. Huh.
Well, there you go.
Well, bye. Look.
Long, long ago.
This Benelin has made me wise.
Troy, if you are sitting down with Alice at some point, it doesn't have to be right now, but it sounds like she'll be waiting for us. If we are sitting down with her, she voted in line with Jennifer. She voted in line with everyone from Weathered Storm at the moot. But we know that we know that some members of the cairn of Weathered Storm don't necessarily toe the same line as everyone else, but they understand the importance of unity.
At the moot, she certainly gave the impression that she was not a fan of downstream.
Well,
Yeah, she asked if we were here doing this for them. Whatever this was.
when are these people... When are the Garou in this city going to realize that what we are trying to do is for the benefit of everyone?
I told her we were working for ourselves or for Goose and Fox, and that seemed to mollify her.
Okay, that's good. At least. Like, I get that they have a history. I really do, and history can be hard to get past and let go of. But you're only weakening yourselves further by dividing, by having these divisions between tribes. They were forced from the cairn of the Weathered Storm at some point. Maybe not forced, but Glasswalkers and Bone Gnars don't seem to be welcome there. We all saw in the heart of the cairn.
Macros and Dante were both, like, neither of you face any significant resistance to going there. Mm-hmm. Just wanted to make sure that. So it's clearly not like a blanket ban on tribes.
That's a good point. Yeah,
they're markedly absent.
Yes, and their presence has been erased from the heart of the cairn.
It is a tale as old as time that we get into fights amongst our kind, but it doesn't serve the mission. It doesn't serve Gaia. We don't all have to be best friends, but if we're not constantly spending our energies being at each other's throats, we could be going after other throats.
Hell yeah.
I just don't know how to fix it.
I've been telling every single one of them individually whenever I get the opportunity that bridging a gap is not about having a third party come out and force two hands together. It's about one person reaching out for the other. You might have to give someone a push.
What happened at Weathered Storm was...
Who said that?
You? What happened at Weathered Storm was so bad that the Sept made an oath not to speak of it to anybody beyond the Sept.
But they'll act on it.
Whatever it was, it hurt them. Very deeply. They don't even trust us enough to tell us what was going on. So until we can overcome that hurdle, they're not going to start trusting downstream all of a sudden.
I understand. And that makes sense.
I think we're the first step. Hence why I'm extending these invitations to the bar.
It's a good idea. Try it. And if we can provide them with some sort of proof positive that we've dealt with the threat to the mountain, to the cairn, maybe they'll be more likely to trust us.
It will go a long way.
I have to hope so.
When you get back to the bar, Alice is indeed waiting. She's sitting at the bar and she's chatting with your friend and mine, Chonk. She is nursing, because I know I will be asked this. She is nursing a Long Island iced tea.
My first drink.
Really?
The first one I ordered, yeah.
Legally?
Yeah. No. Sorry, you're right. Thank you. I there was a period of time where I was, doesn't matter,
A bad boy.
where I was not 18 and I was ordering drinks. That's right.
I was thinking you were just driving over to Quebec to get the booze.
I was. I was not 18. Anyway, sorry everyone. Anyway.
I love that the first drink you ordered was a Long Island
I know,
tea.
John. I know.
That
I
should
know.
fuck you up.
It's
strong.
This guy was a party boy.
Let me. I'll do this either in Fancy Corner or off stream. Let me tell you the story of that night at some point because it's
Oh no.
a little weird. But I'll tell you later. Fancy Corner.
I've never heard this story.
It's fine.
Are we throwing up another poll here? Like, did we stop game just so that we can listen to?
I don't know. Make people stay through to the end of the episode.
Bingo.
Or at least click forward to the end in the video.
The best part is I built it up now. So
It was the fact that you said it's a little weird.
it is weird.
The coffee.
Anyway, yes, so Alice is having or nursing a Long Island iced tea. Bon.
Thank you for coming. Hope you haven't been waiting long.
No. But you make a good drink. I should point out that she has ditched the coat. So once again, her bracer, the mirror bracer that she's wearing, is on full display.
Mm. Dante's like looking at it questioningly or with curiosity, I guess. I don't want to interrupt if you guys are, have any sort of private business to discuss, but Alice, I'm so curious about this. I don't think I've ever seen anyone wearing a bracer outside of, the LARPs on the mountain.
Haven't visited a lot of universities or colleges on the island as well, then, have you? Lots of people wear bracers. Not very many people wear this. Not even on the mountain, not even LARPers. A mirror on a bracer is very strange.
Yeah. All right. It can be your little secret if you want it to be.
I'm glad for your permission.
Troyan feels that it's important for us to get to know members of the Cairn of the Weathered Storm better. And I seem to be doing a pretty good job putting my foot in my mouth for the first time. So this can be your first impression of me, but not of the whole pack. How's that?
You're not the first to ask about what I do and why. I very much doubt you'll be the last.
Our relationships with spirits are individual, private, and unique, and that I understand. I'm still a relatively new theurge, and me learning about rites and how to interact with the spirits that drive our existence is a process that I've been sharing with my pack. Because we can all learn, and we can all be on the same level. Doesn't sound like you have that kind of relationship with everyone else at the cairn. Or with Goose.
How would you know my relationship with Goose?
People talk.
Okay. It's like a wall just slams shut. It's very clearly an area in which she's uncomfortable to speak about.
Sense to me.
And then she turns and she looks at... Actually, no, she'll deliver this to Macros. It's to all three of you, but, you know, very much a turn to look at Macros. You spared any percent. You held his life in your hands and then you let it go. Why?
I admittedly didn't think he'd leave town, but maintaining a warrior of Gaia, even one foolish enough to have been misled, I hope that he's smart enough not to fall into the same trap again. He was capable of getting some shit done.
I find this curious. He attacked you. He did you harm. He even did harm to a sacred place. The crimes he committed were numerous. This was not a simple act of ignorance. You killed him. Except you didn't.
There are lines drawn in the sand, and that just creates distance that reduces the ability for us to fight as packs. We are pack animals after all. There are lone wolves, but there's so much more we can accomplish together, and if there are more of us, I think it's better than having fewer of us.
You brought him to the cairn of the Weathered Storm, a place you knew he wasn't welcome. It would have been within our rights to destroy him then and there. Why?
I don't act alone. My choices will affect this city, will affect the mountain, will affect you, my pack mates.
That wall that I previously mentioned, it's strange. Like, her emotional state just goes from one to another, and that wall just collapses. She leans forward just a little bit, just opening her body language just a bit more, and she takes another sip of her drink and then says, "That's very good," and puts it back down.
He was working on some research. Research that we are now tracking. Having him still alive is useful in case we have further questions, should our paths cross again.
So this was a group decision. The three of you decided to let him live. You brought him to a place where he could have been killed. When it was arranged that a Philodox, one not associated with either sept, would arrive and pass judgment, each of you came to the conclusion to let him live.
We did. I'm curious what your decision would have been.
So am I. I'm not sure what I would have done. I did not find him. I went looking for him. But I don't know what I would have done. Slade was ready to kill him.
I was ready to kill him. The three of us eventually came to the same conclusion to let him live, but it was not at the same time.
I would have let him live. I would have put such fear in him. He would have tasted oblivion. But I would have let him live. How strange.
You've surprised yourself.
I do that all the time. It is the gift of my auspice. Our auspice, as she looks to Dante.
Mm-hmm.
And as if that question confuses her, she just picks it up and then it's gone. And then she looks back at another.
I'll make this one. And she goes behind the bar. She takes some pride in preparing drinks for her guests.
Okay, that's fair. I was just like, are you going off so that you can be like, whoa, shit, we're going on 0 alcohol in this.
No, not even. Just
Sweet as fuck, but that's it.
Just hey, I should have made your first drink. I wasn't here. Let me make up for that by making the best Long Island iced tea.
Shanka's like,
Ever
I make a pretty good Long Island iced tea. I don't know what's going on.
Shut the fuck up. Shut. Oh my god.
You got mail, by the way. I put it in the back.
She will go to get that.
Okay.
Real quick.
Some standard envelopes. You recognize some of the suppliers for the bar. And then there's a small padded mailer about that big.
Oh. Is there a return address on it, John? Is it making a noise?
Oh my god!
No.
It's actually just a recording of 60 minutes.
Yes! Very good.
It does not have a return address, but it was mailed from within Canada.
God.
That I can tell you, because it's Canada Post.
She will open the envelope.
In front of everyone else?
No. In the room, in the back room with the mail.
So did you start making the iced tea, the Long Island iced tea, and then you're like, no, I'll just go into the back with this for a little bit. What are you doing here?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting to have mail. So yeah, she did leave the
Really
drink.
embarrassing when I'm like, it's just you may have won.
Christmas card, yeah. 2
It's
months
your
early.
underwear subscription.
Capital
you know.
One.
It's
Capital One.
MeUndies.
It's MeUndies.
Sponsor us.
I'll reach it, guys.
Is MeUndies even doing podcast sponsorships anymore? For a long time, I felt like they were the only ones, and now I haven't heard a MeUndies commercial in a very long time.
That's because the brand recognition's out there. They don't need to anymore.
Maybe.
I honestly
Yeah.
don't know.
So yeah, she does leave the drink briefly and goes.
Okay.
Normally she wouldn't do that, but there's no one in the bar.
Sean can finish it up too.
No.
Oh god.
I'm
Okay.
making this.
Jeez.
We'll get back to you.
Great.
I feel like you have chaos written across your fates. She takes another drink. I admit it's fascinating. You have the look of Garou who are willing to do whatever it takes to bring peace so that we may do war even more effectively. And you do it by disruption. Possibly a better Ragabash than those I am aware of.
I mean, if something's in a rut, you usually have to shove it to get out of it.
I suppose. Gaia needs all the help she can get, and Luna clearly has ideas on how to assign our roles, but I felt isolated for so long. I appreciate what you've done. I don't know if I'm ready to believe you yet, but I still appreciate what you've done.
Believe me?
Your message. The idea that two sets can work together. Forgive me, I don't mean to be rude. And she takes another drink.
Not at all. I'm just surprised to hear you speaking so openly about feeling, I don't know, apart. Do you mean you felt lonely before finding your way to the cairn of the Weathered Storm? I know some of the place, but my understanding is that it is a space that welcomes in not those who have nowhere else to go, but survivors. Those who have suffered much and found their way through it. Cairns have their own identity, after all. The people who they attract. There's an energy to them. And Weathered Storm feels like a place where you go if you want to survive.
That's what we do. That's of course what we do. That's what we've always done. What we always will do. I've just sent the contents of the package to Elizabeth.
Oh, that's exciting.
Like, through Amazon? They're gonna show up at our house?
We have to keep streaming for the 24 hours that it'll take for it to arrive. Who's ready for a marathon?
Do I recognize the handwriting?
No handwriting, it was typed.
It was typed, okay.
There's no other note inside.
It's sent from within Canada.
Sent from within Canada.
She leaves it in the room, in the back room, and comes back to continue working on the drink.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Troyan. Nope, hey, Troyan. Hey, Liz. How does Troyan look right now?
Oh.
Really composed?
It's a really
Possible.
good question.
Super possible.
Super focused on the drink. Super focused.
That
on the drink.
honestly wouldn't surprise me. So, sounds good. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I know that you may have questions, that I followed you for a reason. I need to know whether or not I should listen to you.
And how are you feeling about that at this current moment?
I'm starting to form an opinion. You act something that I think the Garou in this city have been very reluctant to do for a long time. We react. We defend. We do what we can to survive and to make sure that we ensure the survival of others. But we have not been pressing. We have not been aggressing. We've seen the fight, and we will join it when we must, when it is important, when it threatens. But I realize that we have been lacking, and you have not. You have attacked. You've taken the fight to this company that is examining our mountain. You have found allies or enemies instead of waiting for them to appear. Does this make sense?
Yeah. We're Gaia's warriors. We aren't Gaia's security guards.
Alice hangs her head.
Fuck.
You're right. Of course you're right.
Defending people is a noble action. Responding when there's a threat is a valid thing, but if that is all that this city's Garou has been doing, no wonder danger is approached. Do you think others at the cairn would be willing to change their ways?
I would hope so. I'm not sure that you're going to be able to overcome leadership.
Troyan returns with drinks for everyone. Puts Alice's down first.
I'm not going to use the word greedy, but I think the fact that I mentioned the word greedy might imply a little something about how she's just like, oh, and then she pulls the drink like closer to herself and very much is like, I'm happy that this one's right here. We're just going to leave this one in front of me.
Alice, what do you mean overcome leadership? Is there something about Cleaves the Lie that we should know, or leadership more generally, since we do not lead or are even a part of that sept?
She deliberately does not answer you.
Okay.
And takes a sip and says, oh, this one's even better.
Glad you like it.
Thank you. Wow. Wow.
First time, huh?
First time what? In a bar? No. I was a student once. Is that a deliberate slurp?
Yes.
Amazing.
She blushes further, and then the only thing that she can think of in order to remove the stigma of said blush is to take another drink of her drink, which does not it does not make the blush go away.
Cool the tone, yeah. Macris is right, you know, like when you get stuck out there in the mud, in the snow, you generally need a pretty good shove to get moving again. And that's what we're aiming to do, is to take the fight out there. Macris always says it better than I can, but it's true that we've all been chosen. We're all built to fight. That's what we do. And fighting can take so many different forms, but it is to us to take on the threats that come our way and to seek out those that want to do us harm.
The door to the bar opens, and in walks... Let that come up on screen.
Hey! Oh.
In walks To the Moon.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, crap.
To the Moon is dressed to the nines.
Okay.
They've got a suit on, double-breasted, a crisp, thin tie, a hair parted a little differently now, parted in the middle and then just waved over their face on both sides. Has a premium smartwatch on and has been checking their brand new phone before putting it away and then looking up. And Alice's head is to the back, is not seeing the door, so To the Moon does not see that Alice is there, but instead sees who's sitting opposite. So I assume that that's Macris.
Mm-hmm.
And who else is sitting opposite? Which one of you?
You'd be behind the bar, so it's probably me.
I just came back
Oh,
with
you
all the
did.
drinks,
That's
so I'm definitely like sitting on the outside of a booth. Where
Yeah.
On either side.
Let's do Troyan.
Okay.
Hello. To the Moon starts walking up. I realize I never got a chance to thank you for... And then stops. Turns and looks and sees that you're not alone. I never got a chance to thank you for doing what you needed to. You did it admirably and you did it well.
Can I get you a drink?
Of course.
What would you like?
Sorry, I'm not in the room, so I'm not quite sure who that was talking to who.
To the Moon.
Was talking to?
Dante at first?
Yeah, I
Thinking-
Okay.
got the sense of it.
It was talking to Dante and Macris because that's who
Okay,
To the
thank
Moon
you.
could see.
Here, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, of course.
Excuse me.
I thought she
turned
might have been
around.
talking to Alice, and I was like, wait, what? So,
The thing
thank
is,
you.
now To the Moon has noticed that Alice is there, and that's why there was a shift in tone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker Blue. Neat.
Tran gets up and goes to the bar.
We were...
No, go ahead.
No, we were actually just having a similar conversation where we got the chance to say, oh, don't mention it. It's what we do. What we're trying to do more of in the city.
Downstream's never been stronger. Thinking Engine's patch has been finally removed, thanks in no small part to you, Dante, as I understand it.
I was just helping out Apotheosis.
Well, Apotheosis has finally managed to bring things under control alongside me. It looks like the cairn is stable, self-sufficient, and defended. And they look very deliberately at Alice. Is something wrong, Macros?
I don't know who started it. I don't know who's going to finish it, but this pissing match needs to end at some point.
Pissing match? There's no pissing match here. I'm just here to show my gratitude. And, after all, today I managed to do a little bit of a score. I thought maybe I'd share some of the wealth.
What'd you get?
Let's just say that I found a couple of pump and dumpers who won't be pumping or dumping for a little while longer. I seized control of their assets and managed to liquidate them before the entire coin drops.
Yeah.
Macros looks very confused. Kate understands, but Macros is like,
Never ceases to amaze me, To the Moon, that you're able to find these people and just bilk them out of everything. That they've put so much of themselves into this, accumulating this kind of wealth, and you're able to just strip it from them.
It's very, very easy, Dante. You need to operate from a position of strength. You need to look like you know exactly what you're doing. And you need to make somebody aware that there's opportunity, that you can bring it to them, and then don't. And Alice snorts into her drink. Pardon? And they look down at Alice, who is now studying the flavor profiles of a Long Island iced tea.
Troyan returns with To the Moon's drink, hands it to them, and leans against the booth, so does not sit down.
I'm impressed. It's not the best vintage, and yet I got so used to it. She takes a sip, rolls it around, or sorry, they take a sip, rolls it around in their mouth, very clearly having a lot of knowledge on how to drink, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Well, when you get used to something, it becomes comfortable, like old shoes. But you enjoy it, nonetheless. Am I right? We're all friends here. And they pull a chair over, sits down.
Yeah, To the Moon, we were just... That actually is my question. Are we all friends here?
Well, why not? Why couldn't we be?
Well, if you were operating from a position of strength, if you wanted to sell somebody an opportunity, you might pretend to befriend them in order to get something out of them.
Well, I don't think you need to worry about that. Okay. After all, you're smart enough to see through little old me. We're all smart enough, aren't we? And there's another glance over at Alice. Alice, who sets her drink down. I don't know if I want to play this game right now.
Same.
you have a lovely bar.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear downstream is going well.
It's going very well. Again, in no small part because of the efforts of one of you. We appreciate it, Dante. We want to make sure that everybody in Montreal knows how much we appreciate it. So, I wonder if you could make sure that everybody knows back at your sept just how grateful Downstream is to the efforts of Dante.
I'm just doing what I would do for anyone in need. I'd reach out, offer my help, whatever I could do. Take the fight to those who wanted to threaten them, you know.
And Alice mutters into her drink, and that's why you don't belong at Downstream.
Okay, everybody's going to be retreating to neutral corners right now.
And To the Moon looks down. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I caught that. I thought we started by saying that we're all friends here.
Why do you feel the need to say that? Why do you feel the need to say that you want the other Karen to know how much they're happy that Dante helped? This all seems like an act. What's up?
It's not an act. We just want to make sure that everybody knows that there is support being lent by Dante to Downstream, a vote of confidence in our ability to maintain our own Cairn.
You don't think advertising that isn't showing how much help you need?
Okay, Macris, can I have you roll something for me, please?
So true.
Could you roll
What am I rolling?
your manipulation and your... Oh man, we're gonna have to come up with some like secondary skill for you.
That's Chris. It's like a
Special
whole
skill.
separate social skill, yeah.
Manipulation and persuasion.
I'm gonna
Great.
take a point of rage, by the way, as things
sure.
get tense
Yeah, I
in
think
the room.
Sure, all of you can take
Troyan
rage
does
if you want.
too.
One success?
Yeah.
Okay.
Troyan looks distracted and
And
angry.
vanishes to go check her mail again.
Yeah, that's right.
Macris, you want to add one rage to yourself here? Or?
Sure.
Not honest, you know.
There's a grin that answers. I'm also here to let you know. I'm going to challenge for leadership of Downstream.
Fuck off. You are not.
Well,
Are you?
Why shouldn't I? You don't think I could do the job?
No. That's amazing.
What
Why?
manner of challenge?
Yeah, what manner of challenge?
I'm not certain. I think we're going to have to find someone around who might be able to determine how this could be resolved, a master of the challenge, as it were. I don't know. You don't know any other Philodoxes, seeing as how, and sadly, Liz isn't here, because they're going to turn to Troyan and say, because, you know, the last Philodox that was around... Sorry, I should make that clear. No. To the Moon says, I don't know, do you know any Philodoxes? And then Alice says, right, because you did just lose one.
Sorry.
Ken.
I thought was he?
Ken was a Philodox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I probably should update this to say deceased.
Spoilers.
And
but yeah.
dances the black spiral or whatever.
To the Moon sets their glass down on the tabletop just a little harder than is necessary.
I'm just I'm surprised, is all. You obviously think something is lacking in Apotheosis's leadership. Because why else would you challenge for leadership? And you don't have to tell me a goddamn thing. You really don't. But I'd be really curious to know.
You don't think that a leader should be tested from time to time? If I beat her, it means that I'm worthier. It means that I deserve. And it means that she'll have to push even harder to take it back if she wants.
Why now?
It was under her... Sorry, go ahead, Macros.
Why now?
Now that the cairn is safe, it's no longer wartime. Now it's appropriate. We might not necessarily cling to the litany as much as some. But there are certain ideas in there that may be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Everything happened on Apotheosis's watch. The patch applied to Thinking Engine. The betrayal of Drops the Mic. The idiocy of any percent. The disappearance of Code 902. It's time.
Just make sure you're looking past the end of your nose. That's all. Because if you win, it's your cairn. You gotta know what to do with it. You remember UKIP? You remember Brexit? They didn't know what to do with it once they won.
Can confirm.
Sorry. Thank you. I agree. A leader needs to be challenged sometimes. And it is no longer a time of war. I'm with you to the moon. I don't think it's a bad idea. I just think you need to know what comes afterwards.
Your
You
numbers
got the-
are reduced.
Sorry.
Your numbers are reduced. I mean, I don't care. Go for it. But, you know, if you reduce your numbers in so doing.
To the Moon pulls out a money clip. Peels off $400. Puts it on the table. The bottle. And for anyone else who might want more.
Very generous.
Like I said, big score today. Sharing the wealth. I hope to see the three of you there when I do it. You've become very important to us. Alice? And Alice looks up and says, "To the moon." And she turns back to her drink and just studies it again. That's right. That's right. Have a wonderful evening. And they flash pearly whites and then turn and head out of the bar. Shonk watches and then points and mouths, "Who the fuck was that?" to Troyan.
Trouble, she mounts back.
Trouble, she mouths back.
Oh, do I,
No. And you would never.
Shock's so excited to be a bouncer.
You literally would never.
He's
Shock.
joking. He has, like, he's a softie.
Aw.
He would not be able to, like, he would be like, "I think you should politely depart the premises."
Don't make me
Shonk.
call.
We should set up Shonk and Theo. No?
Ah, Shio.
Shio.
Theo.
Bonk.
Just for thonk.
Oh, God. Incredible. Dante kind of tries to subtly slide the... Oh, no, you already took the money. Never
Yes,
mind.
I took
I was
the
going to
money.
slide it over to you, but
I took
not
the money.
towards me.
The bottle is purchased. Does anyone have any interest?
Yep.
Sure.
Goes off, grabs the bottle, comes back. Glasses.
Do they do that a lot? Just come over here and...
Wave their money clip around, so to speak.
No.
Mm. Mm.
No, and I'm sorry, Alice.
Don't be. This sort of posturing happens on both sides.
Yeah, we don't have to apologize for other people's actions anyway. They knew what they were doing.
I feel responsible for what goes on in my bar.
Ah, that is fair.
You're not responsible for somebody coming in and waving their money clip around.
It seemed like they absolutely hated us. Until what? A week ago?
2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago?
when I helped restore Thinking Engine, when I did them a favor.
And now they're going around shaking hands like it's a presidential election or something.
Well,
I'll
to an extent, yeah.
also remind you, To the Moon did not assist with the patch.
Correct.
To the Moon gave some support to you, but you know that To the Moon could not have done it.
Yes, yeah.
Now,
Okay.
not all leaders know how to do all things. That's
Sure, yeah.
that's not necessarily like, oh, To the Moon's a bad glasswalker, but To the Moon could not have repaired Thinking Engine, not alone. At least as far as you know.
I'm just saying it doesn't seem that far-fetched to think that now that there's a lot of other people out of that cairn, that To the Moon has more power there, and especially now that things have been fixed up, it looks like maybe I am giving them some preferential treatment. And like a quick warning hand to Alice.
You greeted Goose. She still speaks of you. Oh, look, my drink.
Damn it, Tursol! Does she?
You made quite the impression. I will occasionally have time to speak with Goose. Sight of Seven doesn't get along with her. She asks of you. All of you. Just to be fair, because part of it is that I'm used to Kate being there. Kate's not there. Kate's down here or over there, but not there. So I don't want to give the impression that she's talking to Dante and then not talking to anyone else. Like, she's not being coy, being like, oh, Goose thinks of you. Oh, I mean all of you.
I wasn't sure if there was a special Theurge like vibe that was going on. But
not
gotcha.
specifically. It's what I'm just trying to make sure of. Is that
Thank you.
speaking about all three of you.
Goose mentioned that they appreciated having company. I'm sure it means a lot that you still visit her.
When I can.
When you can.
I'm sure you know that I don't always have the ability to be great company.
I admit for me it was hard to see her in pain. To see her injured, I can't imagine what it would feel like if I knew her even better.
Every spirit's in pain.
Please feel free to tell me to shut the hell up, Alice. But I'm very curious about the oath that you've made with some spirit. The reason why you don't speak every day.
I'm trying to get back something that I lost.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
I might be able to find it again.
Is it lost in the Umbra?
I have no idea where to find it. And it's been years that I've been looking. And she picks up her drink again. And then this time you can tell. I mean, what I just did, I just tilted it back. Some delicious water rolled into my mouth. She picked up the drink and did one of these. Clamps her lips on the rim and tilted it so that nothing actually goes in, but it's just like, I'm drinking now, I'm not going to say anything, and then puts it back down and then just, just pulls whatever residue is left on the upper lip, and that's it.
This search, then, it's what's keeping you so busy, it sounds like. It's what's keeping you from being able to spend more time with Goose and with the others at Weathered Storm?
I think Goose would very much like to speak to you again.
Well, what gives you that impression?
Because Goose doesn't talk to very many these days.
But she gave us very clear instructions.
Which were?
Heal the mountain. She told you that too, right, Alice?
There's no answer.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm debating how far I want to push this. What you do is your own business, and that's going to come across sounding like an accusation, and I am trying not to let it sound like an accusation. You're looking for something, and that's obviously important to you.
Kate.
Oh, yeah.
I need you to look at... Oh,
the
microphone died. Okay. Kate is sorting... sorting herself out. I have...
Oh, something.
A message.
How exciting.
Today I learned, courtesy of Titi, what an onion and butter shawl is.
Onion and butter shawl?
Yeah, it was one of the proposed remedies for the cold. He says you cut up onions and slather butter onto a shawl or bandage that you wrap around your neck.
Oh, so, sort of like
vapor?
It would certainly like create a whole bunch of vapor.
That's fascinating.
You can also use mustard.
You can also use mustard.
Check 1, 2.
We hear you.
That's fascinating.
Check. Great.
We hear. Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. So, John, you were saying?
I think he was.
You receive a text message. I'm sending it to you now. It's going to be via Discord.
Perfect, thank you.
A little bit of tofu here.
I'm just gonna plug these other ones in.
Some crunchy tofu.
Crunchy tofu. Oh, it's so hot.
All right.
God, I just want to eat it.
Alice, we can go and see Goose. That's not a problem. We're still working towards helping her, helping the place, the Karen, everyone. We haven't quite... we haven't... Sorry. Macros, you okay? Whoa!
Macros is staring at her phone screen and mouthing something with great confusion.
Okay. Oh boy, that's exciting.
Oh, Jesus.
And so I don't want to... I just need you to know that what we're trying to do is help. So if Goose wants to speak to us, that's fine. That's something we can do. But I want to go there with as much solved as I can. We've made progress. We've made strides. But I don't want her to think that we're just talking a big game. You know what I mean?
Troyan glances at Macros and raises an eyebrow. What does
Thumb
Macros
goes
look like
down.
right now?
Thumb goes down.
So I feel like Troyan and Macros are both maybe looking a little sketchy right now.
Okay.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the drinks. And she reaches into her pocket.
No. You're my guest.
Well, you're To the Moon's guest, but...
What?
To the Moon covered everyone drinks?
Not the Long Island iced tea.
Okay.
I thought To the Moon just bought the full bottle and said people can have
In case
it.
people want more drinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
A sizable tip.
I took that to mean for the bar, for the round. Like, you know. All right.
Yeah. A bottle, by the way. Oh, man, I am good. A bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label blended Scotch whiskey would cost approximately $330.
Nice.
So, assuming that
That is way
the bar
more than
would
I thought.
have
Marked it up.
a certain markup and tip, then
Well, government
Don't
regulated.
forget the
market.
asshole tax.
Yeah. I was hoping that I
Don't
didn't
charge that to everyone, of
I was
course.
hoping that I didn't just ridiculously overpay.
No, I
it was great.
literally had no idea. That's amazing. Anyway, sorry. Yes, you don't have to take Alice's money. My apologies.
Thank you, Dante.
Its slightly woody and smoky nose is followed by an ample mouthfeel, supported by a velvety texture and aromas of dried fruit, cocoa, cooked apple, and cedar.
Where did you get my high school yearbook from? My woody
Down
nose.
to the
Yeah.
mouthfeel, eh?
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, God.
Nothing that I want more than Scott's yearbook mouth.
I'm sorry. You know what? No, I'm not. That's funny. Hashtag John. We won't keep you, Alice. We'll But if we do see you on the mountain soon, well, if it's tomorrow, then we'll be seeing you.
Thank you for coming by.
Thank you. Thanks. She turns and the light blasts off her mirrored bracer for a second, just enough to like, and then she heads out.
All right. Well, we've got a challenge to oversee. Sounds like some exciting shit going down at Downstream.
Dante,
Yo,
what's an 8 when people are using numbers for letters in computer-y cool speak?
it's an egg?
8.
Oh. B usually.
Okay.
Is this just one of those things that like it's like a shower thought, but like just in a like a bar thought?
Yeah, I saw it the other day, and
You saw an 8 being used as a letter the other day.
yeah, it's been bothering me.
Can I press X to doubt somewhere on the table?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna just like press a button on the table to doubt.
Is that Dante saying that, or is that Scott?
No, that's Scott saying it. Macros, what's going on?
I got a weird text.
Like a threatening text?
No.
Oh, okay. That'd be my first. That's my first worry. Obviously, is that there's
What did it say?
Thank you. And then some numbers.
What numbers?
Three, 7, 8.
Would I, yeah, would I recognize that maybe as like, would I recognize that as maybe a signature? Someone that I know, perhaps, or something to that effect.
You can roll your intelligence technology.
I will. Because it feels like something.
So I just want to get this clear. Macros, you said the number 378?
Yes.
So you said the text message that you received was... Just repeat it.
Says thank you, and
then
the number is 378.
Okay.
Oh no!
Whoa, hey, 2 10s. That is 6. Sorry, no, I have to re-roll this. I didn't use my 2 rage dice.
Yep, whole roll gets tossed.
And brutal outcome.
Come
is
on,
3.
buddy. Oh, so close. It's fine. He yelled. That's still 2 10s. Yeah, this is a great day to be rolling. Well, 4, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Sorry. I know how to count.
Well, 378 is an area code. The area code 378 is the area code for San Marino.
Okay. It's rather strange.
As it's its international dialing code.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just a number. It could be a lot
Yeah.
of different things. But no, you don't recognize it as any kind of signature.
Okay. It's one of those
Yeah.
calculator things where you turn it over and it says like hello or whatever. That's a different number, obviously, but still. Dante kind of squints at Macros, and I guess you don't recognize that number.
Nope.
Okay. Let's keep an eye out for any travelers, I guess.
Scott, you should check your Discord.
Oh, thank you. Because if I did get a message, it should have shown up on my watch, but it's relatively new to me, so I maybe just...
Oh, you have a smartwatch?
I
now?
do, which is maybe
I don't
why
get Discord messages on my watch,
Oh, well.
for what it's worth.
Thank you. Well, excuse me then, as I just do.
I do.
Me 3.
Dante will, I will actually do this. Dante will shoot a text back on his phone. It's nothing terrifying, guys. Don't worry about it. Or at least I don't have any strange calls coming in from overseas. Dante kind of laughed.
Macros is also like holding her phone and typing something.
Troyan picks up her phone and also types something.
That's exciting.
Thrilling stream watching.
Thrilling
folks.
stream. Yeah. Macros is terrible at hiding anything, though. If you leaned over, she might try to hide her screen, but one composure here, friends.
There you go.
If you want to poke, you can poke.
I know, Eric.
What's in the envelope? Okay, so I received one of the texts.
Okay. Oh my god. I mean, we really should, at this point, this should just be Alice missing again.
Okay, so Scott's had a response. Oh, Elizabeth has written me something. Okay. Okay, Elizabeth has a response, and Alice is missing.
Wasn't
Oh
it just
boy.
Louis? Well, no.
Can
Fancy
we
corner,
do
fancy
that
corner.
again?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, we can.
Oh, I almost wish we
Bennett
had
is
written
missing.
this in the between sessions chat, but not saying who they're addressed to.
That's,
Oh, I might put him
We
in
might
there.
put them in there.
pretty
Hey,
good,
that could be
actually.
kind
Yeah.
of fun.
Okay, especially because I think at this point,
What are you doing?
I'll return the three of you to this. So at least Troyan and Dante are typing on phones. Macros, is Macros also typing on a phone?
Yes. I responded to you, John.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
I like how we all just
What's up
got
with-
Sketch City.
god damn.
What's
No,
up
it's
with-
quite the answer.
Okay. So as you're all typing on phones, is anybody getting up? Anybody saying anything? Anybody doing anything?
Yeah.
So what's up with to the moon?
I don't know, but I want to find out. Guys, I just got asked to go to downstream to talk to Apotheosis, and I think I'm going to.
Oh.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's right to let someone know that there's a challenge coming their way, necessarily. But I do want to know if there's some sort of, I don't know. I want to know if To the Moon might have a point.
She'll be expecting a challenge. She's smart.
Yeah, that's true.
It's clear To the Moon wants to be in charge.
Although why? I don't know. Leadership's not something that those who most want to be leaders generally shouldn't, right?
Hmm.
That's what I think is going on, Macros. I think To the Moon is chasing a car, and they're going to catch it, and I don't know what they're going to do with it after that. And I need to be there, because I don't want to see downstream fall into the hands of just one person. Because a pack of one, not a pack. So that's where I'm going. You two secretive people want to tell me anything?
Fucking damn it. God fucking damn it.
Macros leans in towards Troyan.
If there is just... Okay, sorry.
I have to speak to someone first. But then, yes, there is something that I want to tell you.
But you have to speak to someone before you tell us, your packmates.
Yes. And I need you to trust me on that.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
You know how to contact us if you need backup.
Are you going somewhere to talk to this person?
Yes.
Can you tell us where you'll be? And if you can't, that's fine.
Yes, I will be, and she names a different bar.
Oh,
That is, let's see, where's she going?
Grumpy's.
Yeah, she's going to Grumpy's, downtown.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Macros zooms in on her screen so that you can only see part of it. But you see the text.
Sorry, that's so good.
I'm okay. Thank you. P378FBY. So that's pet BF by? Pet boyfriend boy? I have no idea. Macros is offering this. P378FBY.
Think about it.
So
Fuck boy.
so you're leaving for downstream.
Yeah.
You're leaving for Grumpy's.
Yeah.
Is Macros going anywhere? Staying right here at the bar?
Maybe if she keeps texting, depending on if she decides to actually get to the bottom of what she's
Yeah,
got.
it's gonna be.
I love how sketch we are.
Lowercase for what it's worth.
Look, all of you can be as sketchy as you want. All I know is I think it would be a good point to end the session here.
Ooh.
But we bury ourselves in our lives.
I really like. This is one of my favorite kinds of sessions where it's just like the first half of the session is like we knew that we were going to be talking to this one person. It's about this one thing, and then the second session is just like wow, like it's a bunch of crazy shit happens. It's great. Big
So
Clamata who? We've got other problems now.
before I get into the standard fancy corner stuff, I will ask you. You will have the opportunity, if you want, to display your texts in the Discord channel, but you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why I sent them to you as texts and not out in the open.
Right.
FPY is a shorthand for fuck buddy. All right, well that's.
I mean, Liz said fuckboy.
I thought it was fuckboy, yeah.
Which is typically B-O-I, but still good. I think that's what I kind of thought as well.
Yeah, it's PETA fuckboy.
Yeah. Oh.
I was gonna initially respond. That's not what I responded, but my first instinct was to say, "Oh, hi, PETA Furby."
Furby.
Yeah. We'll see.
Incredible.
I'm totally down for mine to get shared. I just want to edit it.
Same.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
I just want to edit it.
you're gonna just strike through the whole fucking thing.
I identified myself, and she wouldn't do that because this individual would already have her number saved,
Aha.
and it's pissing me off.
But I think we can safely. We'll
Yeah.
talk off stream, John. But I'm pretty sure we're all gonna.
All right. Well, we'll talk off stream. The moot point poll is best leader for downstream.
Dante.
The choices are Apotheosis, To the Moon, Dante, or Other.
I was gonna say vote for Dante. Vote for Other. Let's be real, guys. You've met these three Garou, right? Vote for Other.
New NPC.
No. Literally vote for whoever. Fun.
All right,
Yo.
Elizabeth,
Excuse me.
what'd you learn today?
I learned that Quentin Quirin he's not like this this evil supernatural mastermind at the head of all of this.
Yeah. Honestly.
And in fact, it seems like he genuinely came up with a pretty good idea, and he's aware it needs more testing.
Color me shocked.
And
By the way.
Clamata screwed him over. So there you go.
Scott?
I learned that To the Moon is intending to challenge Apotheosis for leadership of Downstream, and that could be very dangerous. At least dramatic.
Kate?
I learned that underneath all the mysticism, Alice is kind of really normal.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Just a lot of, yeah. She's Ghost Council, right? Am I misremembering that? I feel like she's Ghost Council. I'm gonna check.
Child of Gaia.
Oh, shit!
Child of Gaia.
Hell.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Cog.
Coggy?
But our Fang was a cuddle puddle in Academy.
Oh, that's
so we can't
right.
do that again.
Cuddle Paddle.
Sorry.
Hmm.
That was nice. I can't imagine these three yahoos cuddling.
I'm the big spoon. But all long limbs.
Who wants to get spooned then, loves? Oh my god!
Macros only cuddles in dog form, though.
Oh!
Liz, you want to call someone's play out?
That's actually really sweet.
Yes, but whose? Kate, Macros, poking at To the Moon, and poking at Alice, like both of them, but like especially reading To the Moon. That was exceptionally awesome. It was great. I fully expected a fight to break out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was some mix of like, oh, well, I don't want there to be a fight breaking out and being Macros.
And, you know.
Kate?
Yeah, Dante. I think it was really cool to see how he handled the conversation with Quentin. The finding the way to navigate the knowledge of everything that he has seen specifically, that he's relayed to the other two characters, but like Dante's the one who's seen them. So it's really interesting to see how he managed to still navigate it through a normal conversation.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you. I feel like it was pretty close to Dante just being like, "Tell me your secrets, you dirty Fomori." You know what I mean?
my
Like,
God.
I feel like He almost got there. Anyway, I'm glad that's not where it went. And I'm gonna shout out Liz for instigating actually that whole scene. I know I kind of joked in game, but like I truly did not expect you to be like, I'm just gonna call the guy. Like I was like, oh, I'll set up my text station so I can like triangulate the signal and we can find them. Like, no, fuck that. Like, let's just call him. Great, amazing. Yeah.
I was definitely 50-50 on whether or not he would pick up. Like,
yeah. I but the Arun, like,
surprised me. But yeah,
this is the problem. I'm gonna go at it.
Arun,
like,
yeah.
That's because I feel like we've seen this in all the systems we've played a little bit, or at least to greater or lesser extents. But like, if your splat or cast or whatever aspect is like the doer, the warrior, the sort of get shit done person, how do they approach non-battle things? And sometimes it's just by directness. It's great.
So the general consensus is that someone else should be the leader of downstream. So
no, damn, I mean, maybe I influenced the vote. It's pretty funny, actually. Someone else. I wonder who the someone else... Well, we're all just going to have to work really hard to get your votes in the future, I guess.
It's Macros.
Yay, Macros!
Yes, you should all do the computer things really well. That's really important to do.
No one thought To the Moon or Dante should be the leader of downstream.
Is that like...
0%.
Yeah, does that reflect badly on one of us, both of us, or is it just the way things crumble?
Oof, sorry.
No.
Actually, it's gonna
get dog bod.
It's gonna become more.
Okay, bye, Liz.
You can pull the pizzas in.
Get dog bod. I love it. John, I wanted to shout out how the conflict between To the Moon and Alice was handled in this session. It's not every session that we get, we don't always get Garous like fronting, and it's never the same way twice, and that's what I love. Is that these people have different ways of kind of posing and fronting and like making themselves seem strong and stuff. It's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, get some experience. Maybe you'll even be able to spend it this time.
Yay! Oh, actually, I have a good amount now, so maybe I will. Experience. Oh, I said I would. I have said I would tell a brief story about Long Island iced teas.
About Long Island iced teas?
Would you like me to briefly share this story with people in Fancy Corner? I will. I just because I had almost forgotten.
What kind of music do you need for this?
Like it actually just needs to be pretty dramatic strings and so on.
Dramatic strings? Okay. All right, let's see what I can find for you.
Because I think you'll understand.
Is it like sad or?
It is, but again, I think you'll understand almost immediately why it is.
Right, I think I've got something for you here.
So nice. So I'll try not to go off on too many tangents here, folks. I was 17. I was living in Ottawa. I was going to be attending Concordia University here in Montreal. The legal drinking age in Ontario, the province where I grew up, is 19, but just across the border in Quebec is 18, as we've said. I had met a couple of people in my English lit class in high school who were much cooler than me, in my opinion. But they were like talking about having a party, and they invited me to come to this party. And I said, awesome, I can't believe it. I'm going to be hanging out with cool people who like talk about literature and movies as if they know what they're talking about. Because I didn't think I did. So they said, we're going to this bar in Hull. Hull is the portion of Ottawa just over the river, I guess. It's a different municipality.
And it's important for what reason?
That the legal drinking age there is less. 18. It's also cheap. However, I was still 17 and I made this known to them. And they were like, of course, we'll order for you. And I was like, that's fine. I showed up at this bar. Dark, dim, low ceilings, kind of gritty. And they start passing me these drinks, and I'm like, what are these? They're so sweet. And they tell me Long Island iced teas. And I was like, okay. So they didn't try to get me alcoholic drinks with my consent or anything. It was great. And I was like, what is this place? Like, why are we here? And Alex, the one person who had invited me, was just like, oh, I'm friends with the bartenders here. It's a really cool place where they screen movies. Instead of sports, it's like a cinema bar, basically. And I was like, that does sound cool. A little unusual, because you can't really hear things when they're playing in the bar. And I look up, and on the monitor over the bar, there is a very iconic shot from the movie Requiem for a Dream. It's a close-up of an eyeball. It's an extreme close-up. And so I had seen the movie, so I hadn't seen the movie at that time. But I knew the shot from that movie, and I was like, okay. We then proceeded to sit in this bar and drink for 2 hours, and with the entirety of the movie Requiem for a Dream playing in a fucking bar, which, if you know the movie, you know that's not a fucking movie you play in public.
They do that.
I then went home and crashed somewhere. There is no more to the story. Beyond the fact that this person, I mean, I don't know, Splooey, maybe. It was honestly one of the strangest, you have some strange, moments and experiences and stuff, but that was, it was trippy.
That didn't get, I was really worried that it was going to have, a dark turn beyond what movie you were watching.
No.
So that
it
was more whimsical.
I'll be honest with you, Liz, I was 17, so probably part of me was like, maybe I'm going to sleep with someone tonight. I'm sure that was part of what was going through. That's not what happened, though, and that's, so. But I'm sure in my mind, I was like, well, maybe. Anyway.
Yes,
that's
America.
The one. Yeah.
I have to be a piece of shit again. This coughing is interminable, so I
right.
am going to bow out. Bye, folks.
Bye,
Thank
Liv.
you.
Thank you.
What's happening this week? Tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to actually be trying to stream on my own channel. Because, hey, that would be fun. Oh, somebody called up the stream schedule.
Hey, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
But it showed up on thing. Did
Yeah.
you do that, Kate?
Yeah, it's been there for ages.
But it
Since, Avatar, at least.
rock on. But it comes up this way. Okay, great, amazing.
But it called up here. All
Yeah,
right.
great.
So I'm going to do my best to try to stream on Monday because I cannot on Wednesday. But on Monday, I'm going to try my best to stream on my channel. What about Tuesday?
Tuesday, 6 p.m. You can catch me over at twitch.tv/BiffTheBoss. I stream in character. Paul Prospero's Paranormal Probe is making a return, is what I was trying to say. The creators of Dream Daddy have a new game out, which is a psychological horror. It's called Home. I can't remember what it's called, to be honest with you. Someone will be able to shout it out in the chat. I'm really jazzed because it looks particularly intriguing. You can join me for that.
On Thursday, in the late afternoon, early evening, we will be doing a clinic hours here on this channel. If you want this to happen, you got to go to Discord. You've got to go to Discord because if there isn't enough stuff to discuss, we're not going to do it. So feel free to throw in some questions in there or topics that you would love to see addressed because that show works the best when there's actually people around to do it. Friday,
we're going to be back to Punchy, as long as everything's recovered. Punch Club 2, which the progress continues to be made. That's a really fun game, and we're having a great time with Punchy, so join us over on Liz's channel. Saturday, I believe there will be no streams, unlike what the schedule said. I believe Liz and I are busy. Too bad, so sad. But
Next Sunday, we should be back here. Same time, same channel. Episode 14, Montreal by Moonlight.
ooh, and we've got 8 things apparently now, capital T things, which I love. I love that.
Gotta toss some shout outs to Aragorn and Kung Fu Fenris for being around, doing their cool stuff. We appreciate it. We, of course, appreciate it for anybody who actually watches this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're still around and you're still listening, it must mean that you kind of like what we're doing. So what we're going to ask is whether you watch this on stream live, whether you watch it on YouTube or listen to it on our podcast format, tell somebody else about it. I don't even care if you tell somebody else about it and you know, whatever you say about us, just tell someone. Because we're curious whether other people would like to stop by. For now, I'm not stopping. I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going this way. See you next time.
See you soon. Bye.